Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the CISN Football Pregame Show. I am your host, Blake Walker. It is playoff time, finally, here in Class 5A in the 2023 football season. We have 4 games on the docket tonight for you here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Plenty of action all across the state. 16 teams made it. 8 teams will advance tonight. It is going to be a fun night of football as we near toward the Unidome in just a couple weeks. We have coach interviews. We're going to take a look at the playoff field. We're going to take a look at the games tonight with a little bit more of an in-depth look. Much more coming up. Let's jump right into what your playoff field for 2023 looks like. Taking a look at the pods in Class 5A. In Pod A, Linn-Mar at 4-5 heads to Southeast Polk at 9-0. The winner of that game will take on the winner of Cedar Rapids Kennedy at 6-3, heading to Cedar Falls to take on the Tigers in a 6-3 matchup. In Pod B, Sioux City East at 5-4 will travel to Dowling Catholic to take on the Maroons at 8-1. That game is played at Williams Stadium. Winner of that game will play another repeat matchup. Johnston at 5-4 will go on the road to Ankeny at 6-3. In Pod C, West Des Moines Valley sneaks into the postseason at 4-5. They will go on the road to Pleasant Valley at 8-1. The winner of that game will face the winner of Cedar Rapids Prairie at 5-4, headed to Waukee to take on the 7-2 Warriors. And in Pod D, Ankeny Centennial at 5-4, another repeat matchup. They'll go to Waukee Northwest to take on the Wolves at 7-2. Winner of that game gets Iowa City High at 6-3. They go on the road at Bettendorf at 7-2. Those are your playoff matchups in your pods for Class 5A. We'll take a break and we'll be back with your coach interviews and much more. You're watching the CISN Football Pregame Show.
Hi, Joe the Car Guy, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car is on injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible, so bring it here to Westside Auto. I have the team of experts that can fix every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a broken part, or if your car just got its bell rung. We'll do a complete physical to make sure your car is game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get you back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging out there. Move it.
It's the DeArmond Ford Indianola Kickoff Event. Score big on a new F-150 XLT with 3.9% for 66 months, plus $3,750 rebate. Get charged up with a Mach-E and lease for $449 a month. All Americans Ford Escape and Edge. New Edge for $399 a month flex buy. And the new Escape, 2.9% for 75 months, plus $500 rebate. Join our winning team at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and if this year is anything like last year, folks are going to be coming in early to get things for their houses.
What you need is a high-efficient gas insert from Heat & Glow.
Come in now and beat the rush, and Heat & Glow will help you out with some special promotions on gas inserts. We'll be doing up to $200 off on our gas metal inserts to retrofit into your drafty old wood fireplace. Come early, beat the rush. Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Hello and welcome back to the CISN Football Pregame Show. I am your host, Blake Walker. It's time for the coach interview segment of tonight's pregame show. Paul Yeager had a chance to sit down with Coach Bauer and Coach Woodley of both Ankeny and Johnston to talk about their repeat match here in the postseason.
We are here on the pregame show. Time to talk about the Ankeny Hawks. Jeff Bauer, the head coach. Last week, Coach, the goal is to get a win and stay relatively healthy. Angela Wernow went out. Is he going to be back? And do you have any other injuries?
No, Angelo's going to be fine. He's back this week. We should. I mean, I feel good about where we stand. Pretty healthy considering the schedule we went through, and how many guys have bad labrums on our team. But we're in good shape.
Well, week 10 it gets into the area of attrition. Who has the depth? Who has the next guys to step in? We've talked about your conditioning over the year and how things have gone. Do you feel like you say you're as healthy as can be? Is that really how you feel?
Yeah, I do. I do feel it. Actually, Coach Wall is in our Feed the Hawk program. We actually run every week like flying tens, and they get measured. And actually, like our starting running back, Caden Hankus, who's I don't know how many most carries on the team, 800 some yards for the year. He ran 0.85, which is over 23 miles an hour, which is probably tied for his best ever. So it's pretty good when you're starting running backs running his fastest come week 9 of the season. So
yeah, like that. Rematches are easy for broadcasters because we've seen teams. Are they easy for coaches?
I suppose they're easier. I mean, we know Johnston. I mean, they put us out of the playoffs last year. They had a lot of guys coming back from that team. We played them again week 4. So, yeah, there's not too much, they know us, we know them. Obviously, they're a good team. They create lots of issues, lots of matchup nightmares, and a big receiver like Simpson, you have to game plan for him.
Do you get the sense the guys have the attention span to remember the playoff game or remember the regular season game more in their minds and how to approach tonight?
Really, we talked about, there's really only 6 of them that started and played last year for that, for the playoff game. So it's pretty new. Obviously, every team's new year to year. Johnston did have like 16, 17 guys coming back from last year's team, but that's still a different team. So obviously this year's week 4 is more fresh in their mind, but even teams from week 4 changed tremendously, which Johnston has gotten better, and I think we've gotten better. So,
and they have some guys back from injury, and you have guys back. So it is just kind of that mix. As this squad has emerged this year, running the football, throwing the football, special teams, is there one area that you stand back and go, man, we are night and day from where we were in preseason or week 1?
I don't know if it would be one certain area. I really think all 3 aspects of our team, as far as offense, defense, and special teams, is night and day difference from week 1, truly. We've had games, where defense has given up lots of yards. Offense hasn't done hasn't scored or moved the ball like we should have. Both sides of the ball has come a long ways from both that area,
And I think of players that have developed. We mentioned Angelo Wernow and his injury. He was one of those guys that I don't know. We kind of talked about it in last week's pregame show about how guys have stepped up with injuries. He's been guys that have developed, and you kind of knew what you had with Hankus. Laramie, that wear and tear. A lot of guys have developed. You have to feel good about a lot of players too.
Yes. Yeah, obviously Daniel Laramie is, he is, as a sophomore, he's everything we expected and more, which has been great. Tristan Mullis has stepped in the offensive line as a senior, undersized guy, but he's just feisty and he knows where to go and he competes. AJ Heck at center has been an awesome surprise. So, that's on the offensive side. Defensively, obviously, like we talked about, Warnaw, Samuel Z had to step in for Morrison when he, did up his knee in the summer playing basketball. And we've asked a lot of him. Manning, Leo Geary at defensive end has been more than we expected coming from the basketball court to, at defensive end. Nolan Dalton at defensive back as a safety at 6'2". He's just gotten better and better. So there's been some guys, Kenneth Voss at corner. I could go on and on. Obviously, we had a lot of guys that had to step up and, you know, grow up and get better, and they did.
And that varsity speed doesn't slow down as the year goes on.
No,
it keeps going.
No.
I had a chance to talk with Coach Blue after the game last week from Cedar Rapids, Washington. Two things that stood out again to him that I want to relay to you. He said, one, I knew Akers was tall. I didn't know he was that tall when I stood next to him. And the other thing was, he goes, we knew the offensive line would be a challenge, and they were. What is it about the offensive line? Every coach that we have covered this year that's played you has said the first thing, that offensive line. How do you feel about having an O-line that stands out?
Well, when I got this position, that I knew that's the most important position on the team, bar none. We try to preach to our guys, it's not a glamour position by any means, and trying to get guys bought in and saying how important it is and how important it is, because without that, I mean, you can't move the chains. You know, you can't move the ball, and those 5 guys up there have been awesome. You know, as far as one, knock on wood, we've been very fortunate. It's been the same starting 5 all year, but they've worked well together. I mean, Coach White, Coach Kluver, Coach Newell. I have 3 offensive line coaches, and they've done a fabulous job with them. Obviously, my 3 coaches have all played in college, and they know the position so well. I think they relate to our kids well. So it's been, you know, obviously I'm not shocked because I know the coaches and I know the quality of guys up there, but I mean, they aren't the biggest guys in the world by any means. It's not like we have 6'4", 6'5" guys that some of the teams have, you know, at 280, 300 pounds. That's not what they are up there. But they know where they're going, and they have a lot of will and a lot of character and a lot of fight in them.
And their goal is to be lathered up tonight and have fun out there. All right, Coach, I appreciate the time. Jeff Bauer, head coach of the Ankeny Hawks. Our pregame show here on CISN continues after this. Welcome back to the pregame show. Brian Woodley is the head coach of the Johnston Dragons. Joins us now. Coach, it's very easy. This is what I told Coach Bauer. It's very easy for broadcasters to have a rematch. Is it easy for coaches?
Well, our team's playing a very good Ankeny team. It's not. I mean, yeah, it's fun. You know, I guess the difference now is we haven't played them since week 4. So, you know, we've had a long time between back then and now. I think both teams, you could say, are different. I know we're really different. We got a lot of different things going on. You know, and Ankeny's doing some, you know, things different than that week, and more players or different players may be playing or may not be playing. So there's a long window between the last time we played. So we're just excited that we get the opportunity because they're familiar. Preparation's a lot easier than what it'd be if you're playing a team that you've never seen before.
42 days, but who's counting, right?
Not me.
Your team, when I looked at the sheet that we had from you from 42 days ago, there's a couple of names that are different. You were able to get a couple of guys back. How's the health of the Johnston Dragons right now?
As good as it can be. I mean, back in the 42 days ago, we lost a starting lineman in that Ankeny game, a 3-year starter at left tackle, which is pretty important. Had to do some shuffling, put some other younger kids in. Now those kids have developed and played 5 football games at the varsity level since the last time we played. So, you know, everybody's banged up. It's playoff football. You play with what you got, but I'm happy and feel real comfortable where the Johnston Dragons are heading into this first round.
Over the years, you've never lacked confidence talking about your team. You really have to like the way this squad has backs against the wall, Coach. Let's face it. After a couple of games there, you needed to win pretty much out. You did. What's special about this group?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I think the week, obviously, we had a couple bad weeks there in a row with Ankeny, Waukee, especially the way we lost the Ankeny game, and even worse, the Waukee game when you're winning with 2 minutes to go, and you turn the ball over, you're winning for almost the entire game, and you lose on a fumble and pick up for a score. Kind of woke us up a little bit. We started to be a little bit more focused to details and understand, yes, we're 2-4 or 2-3 at that point. And then you're heading over there to play the number 1 team in the state, Southeast Polk. And that might have been the really big wake-up call. We played a very good game against a really good Southeast Polk team on the road. We played till the end with 5 minutes to go in the game. We had a chance. I think if we would have got that ball back one more time with under 5 to go, I think we may have pulled that. I think we would have pulled it out. But our kids, that was the first time we really came together and played as an offense, defense, special teams, and just together as a team. We were kind of, there might have been some finger pointing early in the year. I want to do this, kind of more individualized. But after week 6 and during that game, it just kind of changed our mojo. And, hey, guys, you just played toe-to-toe for 4 quarters with the best team in the state. You're capable of great things. And, yes, we're 2-4 at that point. And then we've been hitting the road to Council Bluffs, Sioux City, Urbandale at home. And we're playing good football, and we're not turning the ball over, which is crucial.
That Southeast Polk game, let's go back there for just a moment. Watching that game that night, you were absolutely in it at every stretch. But before that night, did you think they were buying in? You kind of alluded to that they were buying in, but it absolutely sounds like they bought a whole bunch of stock on the trip home from Pleasant Hill.
Well, yes, they did. I mean, that week, after losing those 2 in a row to Ankeny and Waukee, we had their focus that week against Southeast Polk. And we had a great week of preparation. We took the bus trip over, got them down, and then we got down. And I think when we were down 21-7 is when you really saw the true Johnston team fight back to a tie game, taking it into halftime only down 3. But I saw our grit, our toughness, our togetherness. I was excited what I saw. And then that's kind of carried over the last 3 weeks of the season, and now kind of giving us a little bit of momentum as we head back into this Ankeny game in the first round of the playoffs.
Barku is a guy that we just love to watch play. I know he's fun to see on defense. You've had him a lot on offense. That's a kind of a guy that one of your coaches told me if he's a couple inches taller, he's got absolutely next level potential. I think we're finding out it doesn't matter anymore as much as it did on size. No matter who the player is, everybody kind of evolves and develops. Who stood out for you in these final few weeks that's really developed?
Well, I mean, it's kind of tough. We've had many guys step up.
You got to pick a favorite kid, Coach.
Well, yeah, it's tough. I don't have a favorite kid, but the quarterback position is the most scrutinized position in football. Will, early on in the season, I think was pressing, was trying to do too much, tried to put the burden on his shoulders. Maybe didn't play as well as he would like, and it kind of hurt us. So if you were to ask me, it's that evolution of the last 4 weeks with Will in that Southeast Polk game has really done a good job of running the offense, getting the ball out, making good decisions, not putting us in jeopardy. And he's kind of did that for the offense. But, he's had guys along the way to help him. Obviously, if you can have a decent run game, which Barku, we've kind of transitioned more to playing offense for us and not as much defense, so we can find some spark. But Jacob Simpson's been that go-to guy all year. He's been a tough out for teams to defense. And right there's that tough connection right there for our offense. But the whole defense has just been stellar. I mean, have really played solid all year. You look at our stats, you look at every game, we're causing turnovers, we're tough to score on. Outside of Southeast Polk's night, they've really done a great job as making it difficult for our opponents to score, which gives us a chance to win.
Anytime you get after week 10, the weather becomes an issue. How do you make that not be a factor for you tonight?
Well, I mean, everybody, when you get to late October, early November, you got to be able to run the ball. You got to be able to stop the run, and you better have some pretty good special teams. So if you were to ask me right now, we've been pretty good in those areas, good enough. We run the ball just good enough to maybe get the ball out to some other weapons. But defensively, if you can stop the opposing team's run, make them one-dimensional, I really feel good about our back end that we can do some good things in special teams with Will. Punting and kicking usually gives us a pretty good chance at field position.
Brian Woodley, head coach of the Johnston Dragons. Thanks for joining us, Coach. Appreciate it.
Yep, thanks for having me.
All right, our pregame show here on CISN rolls on after this.
We once again want to take a chance to thank all the coaches that have sat down and chatted with us all season. We really appreciate it. Helps give you, the fans, a little bit of a deep dive into what's going on in practice leading up to the big games. We'll take a break and give you a more in-depth look of the playoff matchups when we come back. You're watching the CISN Football Pregame Show.
Hi, Joe the Car Guy, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car is on injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible, so bring it here to Westside Auto. I have the team of experts that can fix every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a broken part, or if your car just got its bell rung. We'll do a complete physical to make sure your car is game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get you back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it out there. Move it, move it, move it.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
New trucks are arriving daily during Johnston Chevy's Truckload Kickoff event. Over 1,200 vehicles. WaukeeChevy.com. Inventory changes hourly. Don't see exactly what you want? Build, price, and order direct from the factory. To better serve you, we've doubled the size of our service department. We need more team members. Go to WaukeeChevy.com to see our job openings. The Truckload Kickoff event. Find new roads to Johnston Waukee Chevy. WaukeeChevy.com.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and if this year is anything like last year, folks are going to be coming in early to get things for their houses.
What you need is a high-efficient gas insert from Heat & Glow.
Come in now and beat the rush, and Heat & Glow will help you out with some special promotions on gas inserts. We'll be doing up to $200 off on our gas metal inserts to retrofit into your drafty old wood fireplace. Come early, beat the rush. Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
When you need to conquer the drifts on your property, get the job done your way. The Western Defender Compact Snowplow. All the professional grade features in just the right size for your mid-sized pickup or SUV. Easy to attach and easy to use. Get the performance to plow like this and finish like this. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Welcome back to the CISN Football Pregame Show. I am your host, Blake Walker. We're wrapping up things here on the pregame show before we send you to our big game. Let's take a look at all your playoff matchups in Class 5A and give you a little bit more of an in-depth look into all of them. We'll start with our game in Pod A. Linn-Mar takes on Southeast Polk. Linn-Mar loses their last two games of the regular season, but sneaks into the RPI with a 4-5 record. They will take on the two-time defending state champion, number 1 ranked Southeast Polk Rams. 3 games this year Southeast Polk has played have been decided by just 3 points, but they've found ways to win. Coach Zelenovich and his team will look to get things rolling. They beat Linn-Mar last year in the regular season, 49-27. On the bottom side of this bracket, the winner of this game will take on the winner of Cedar Rapids Kennedy at 6-3, who will go on the road to Cedar Falls at 6-3. Kennedy, one of the best passing attacks in the state of Iowa, but if they turn over the ball like they did against Cedar Falls a couple weeks ago, well, the Tigers could have positive outlooks ahead. This Cedar Falls team is starting to get hot at the right time. Drake Gelhaus leads the rushing attack. He's going to be a problem, and Cedar Falls has a very impressive winning streak at the Unidome. Where this game is played should be a fun one between Kennedy and Cedar Falls, and it sets up a great matchup in round 2, no matter what happens. Taking a look at Pod B, Sioux City East at 5-4 heads to Dowling Catholic at Williams Stadium. Dowling 8-1. Sioux City East got a huge win, come from behind win against Ames a couple weeks ago, which set themselves up well. They fell to Johnston last week, but the Black Raiders do get into the postseason. Dowling Catholic, number 2 in the state, trying to get back in the title scoring column after a couple of years hiatus here after that dynasty run in the mid-2010s. Dowling's only loss is to Southeast Polk in triple overtime. The Maroons look to take care of business at Williams Stadium against Sioux City East. And at the bottom of the bracket, it's a rematch. Johnston at 5-4 goes to Ankeny at 6-3. The Dragons work their way back into the postseason. Again, like I said, beat Sioux City East last week. Will Nuss in the passing attack really starting to get things going. Ankeny fell to Valley just a couple weeks ago, so keep an eye on the Hawks if the morale stays high. Ankeny won the first time these two teams met in a low-scoring defensive battle. We'll see what happens in round 2. Pod C, West Des Moines Valley at 4-5 gets into the postseason. They will go on the road to take on Pleasant Valley at 8-1. What a story for the Valley Tigers. Did not start the season off well. They've rattled off 4 out of their last 5 games to sneak into the postseason. Damon Head has led the way at the running back position, and then third-string quarterback DeGroat. Just a sophomore, he is leading the way at quarterback. A Valley defense that has a lot of heads turning. And then Pleasant Valley, 8-1. They run that triple option. They have a very, very solid rushing attack, over almost close to 3,000 rushing yards on the season. The ironic thing about this game, this is an exact repeat of last year's game, where Valley went to Pleasant Valley and upset the Spartans to make it to the Unidome. This game isn't for the Unidome, but it's in the game to possibly get to the game to go to the Unidome. Valley has upsets on their mind. I'm sure PV is thinking about last year's game. On the bottom of the bracket, Cedar Rapids Prairie at 5-4 will go to Waukee to take on the Warriors at 7-2. A game that should be interesting and decided on the ground and in the trenches. Both teams love to run the football. Beckett Baker might be the difference maker in the air tonight, as Cedar Rapids Prairie doesn't pass the ball well, but they do run the ball well. Should be an interesting one as Waukee looks to advance on to the second round. And finally, for Pod D, we got a pair of rematches. Ankeny Centennial at 5-4 goes to Waukee Northwest to take on the 7-2 Wolves. The Wolves have been hot ever since that loss to Dowling Catholic. They've rattled off quite a few in a row, a 7-2 record. These two teams literally faced 2 weeks ago, and Northwest came away with a 17-7 victory. Centennial's losses are to only top 5 teams. It's pretty straightforward. Centennial has got to finish games. Northwest has got to not turn the ball over. This should be a phenomenal football game. Waukee Northwest has won all 3 matchups between these two programs, and the winning team has never scored more than 21 points, so don't expect a lot of points tonight over at Waukee Northwest. On the bottom side of the bracket, it's deja vu. Iowa City High at 6-3 goes to Bettendorf at 7-2. It's deja vu because Iowa City High literally beat Bettendorf last week at Bettendorf. They will go back and play the Bulldogs again. Iowa City High won 42-21, a dominating performance on offense by Iowa City High. They'll look to do it again against a Bettendorf team trying to recover after the loss last week. And that will do it for us here on the CISN Football Pregame Show. We appreciate everyone for watching. We hope you enjoy the 4 games tonight here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. I'm Blake Walker. As always, thank you for watching and enjoy the games.
The second season of high school football begins tonight on a cold, blustery evening in late October. What a difference 24 hours can make as we get ready for high school football. Tonight, it is a rematch from Week 4. It's the Johnston Dragons and the Ankeny Hawks from Ankeny Stadium tonight in Ankeny, Iowa. This is the Central Iowa Sports Network, and this is our coverage here from high atop Ankeny Stadium. Along with Tim Halber, I'm Paul Yeager. Austin Oliver will be with us in a moment. Tim, this is a team you have seen a couple of times. I'm talking both Ankeny and Johnston. The first time these two teams played, it was a close 16-10 matchup that featured some very hard-hitting action. Do you expect anything different tonight?
No, once you get to the playoffs, I look at defense wins championships. I think both are going to, key it up, quite a bit tonight and keep these offenses in check.
We will be back with the coin flip and also our analysis of the pregame here. High school football comes your way next on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
I'm Amanda with Holtz Plumbing and Heating. Did you know that your water heater is the hardest working appliance in your home? Depending on where you live, hard water and sediment can age out your water heater in as little as 8 years. Holtz stocks all the water heater options you would ever need, multiple tank sizes, styles, and very popular tankless options. Our plumbing professionals will deliver one to your home, remove the old one, and install your new one all in a day's work, even on weekends. For all your water heater needs, let Holt handle that.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
It's our construction sale here at DeArmond Ford Indianola. We're expanding and setting sales records. Check out our Flex Buys, the new way to buy. Save big with a new F-150 XLTs and the new 2024 Edge. Also save on new Ford Explorers and Expeditions. And check out all DeArmond certified used vehicles, all sold with a 1-year bumper-to-bumper warranty. Find out what's going on at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Ankeny Hawk Playoff Football is presented by the Danielle Seifert Real Estate Team and brought to you by Summit Family Dental, Impact Payments, Murphy Enterprises, Anne-Marie Gerke with Farm Bureau Financial, Viscus Jewelers, Amy Wiederin with Coldwell Banker, the Coleman Moore Company, and Jen Oliver with New American Funding.
Jacob Simpson has been outstanding for Johnston all year round. 40 catches, 17 yards per catch. He has 10 touchdowns, Tim, which is third in 5A. What makes Jacob Simpson so hard to defend?
Well, he's 6'5". He's like 240 pounds. That helps a lot. He's a tough matchup because he gets outside on the cornerbacks. He can overreach most of those in big safeties. So we see him getting double covered, but in the red zone, he's quite dangerous.
We'll talk about his defender in a moment, but let's go to the other player of interest, and that's D'Angelo Barku. D'Angelo was the guy that played a lot of offense and defense. He's pretty much flipped exclusively to offense. He was incredibly hard for the Hawks to stop the first time.
He's kind of a mix between a Swiss Army knife and a whirling dervish, I think. And he's out there. He's quite physical. He's not big. He's surprisingly fast. We saw him a few weeks ago take an 80-yard screen pass for a touchdown.
And there's a guy who's had some big plays this season. Devin Akers, 38 catches, 20.7 yards per catch, 7 touchdowns. He had one to start the game last week that was huge for the Hawks.
Yeah, blew the top off the coverage. He got deep, so he's got surprising speed out there. He's got the height. He's gone up. He started the season with that big 2-point conversion catch in overtime over Centennial, so look for him. These are their big play guys. They're averaging nearly 20 yards per reception. They're the big play ones.
There's a look at Dylan Doherty. He has some extra layers on. Austin Oliver on our sidelines. He has some extra layers on. 36 degrees at kickoff. Wind out of the northwest at 13 miles an hour. We're headed to freezing, Austin. What's it like down there?
It's a little chilly. Wind is going to play a factor tonight. It's blowing. The flags are blowing a little bit. It's coming out of the north, going to the south. So I think that's going to have some impact on the game. I think one of the other keys to this is special teams. Watching the guys on the field running through their punts and their kickoffs and field goals, it's all over the place. So I think whichever team is going to limit mistakes on special teams is going to have a leg up in this competition.
Wind is forecast to drop to single digits, but when it gusts, Tim, this is a game that can be hard when you are a team that relies on passing. Johnston's been much better passing the ball than running. Is that a key?
Yes, they get up there. You don't want to float the ball out there. You want to get a little more oomph behind the ball there. Step into it and get the passes out. May not see affect the deep balls. The short route should be okay.
Ryan Harrington will tee it up. The Ankeny Hawks in their home maroon tops, gold numbers with white pants. Johnston in their road whites with purple pants trimmed in gold and white on the sleeves as well as the legs, the white helmets with the purple and gold stripe numbers on the side. Back deep for the Dragons is their great defender, Tay Proctor. He has been a guy that's been extremely good on defense. As we get ready to kick it off in Class 5A playoff, we are in the pod system now. This is a game that is in pod number 2. The other side of it, Sioux City East and Dowling, they'll play the winner of this one, Johnston and Ankeny, which is happening right now on CISN. For Tim Halbert, Paul Yeager, Austin Oliver, and the crew here, we're happy to have you wherever you may be around the world for this game tonight. The loyal, the trustworthy, the hardy are here. They're dressed in many layers. Settle in for a good football game as Harrington tees it up at the 40. The fans make their noise to the left side, and we are seconds away from getting underway. Harrington kicks us into the postseason. Proctor has it go off his hands into the end zone for a touchback. So the Dragons will start 1st and 10. They bring out their quarterback, Will Nuss. We heard Coach talk about Nuss in the pregame show, Tim. What stood out to you about those comments?
Well, at the beginning of the year, he started off, when he was a junior quarterback, but he's really developed as a leader. He is the catalyst for this offense, but his passing has come around. He's been leading them down the stretch. They were only a 2-win team about halfway through the season. We said they were one of the most dangerous teams out there. He's led them back, made them playoff qualifiers. So his leadership and his passing, over 1,600 yards passing, he's done a great job getting him to this point.
Nuss comes out to work. He'll go out of the pistol with Barku behind him. First play from scrimmage for the Dragons. 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. It's going to be a shovel pass to Barku around left side. Makes a cut back up. Fumbles the football. Johnston falls on it, but I think the Hawks got it.
Second effort there by Barku. He went up there. He had a little bit of a sliver there. He got hit hard-hitting game we talked about at the beginning there. Hit there, that cold hands, hard ball. That's going to happen tonight, so that's one of the early turnovers.
Manning Allen with the recovery of the Barku fumble. Playoff football. Turnovers can be huge in this play. Eruption on the near side as you see Allen getting all the highs and fives. He's a 5'9 junior, 172-pound, not many plays bigger than that in his season. Hawks offense comes to work. 1st and 10 from the Johnston 23-yard line. They bring out Luke Anderson next to Caden Henkes. They'll be in the pistol formation. A couple of guys go out. Now they shift to the right side. 2 receivers left and right. It's a handoff to Henkes, who plows his way into the back of that offensive line, and then the scrum just kind of pushes forward, and not much more than that.
Johnston typically sets up in a 4-3-4 defense, trying to spread them out there without the tight end, so see if they want to go back to that same formation. But they do have Summerfield out there, tight end on the left side.
2 receivers to the right now, 1 to the left. Henkes on the right side of Anderson. They go Henkes again, left side. He gets past the end zone and into score a touchdown. Caden Henkes from 22 yards. 1 play, then it's another and a touchdown. Second play from scrimmage is 6 for the Hawks.
I just point out there, Summerfield's on there. He's on that left tight end. He lines up as a slot. He kicked down on the end, collapsed the end into the line, create a big hole there for Henkes. Big hole there. The corner couldn't come down, so quick score there by the Ankeny Hawks.
Harrington on to attempt the extra point. Kinnick Voss to hold. 11:19 to play. Kick is into the south end zone, and it is good. Ankeny 7, Johnston 0. This is high school football.
Ankeny Hawk Playoff Football is presented by the Danielle Seifert Real Estate Team and brought to you by Summit Family Dental, Impact Payments, Murphy Enterprises, Anne-Marie Gerke with Farm Bureau Financial, Fiscus Jewelers, Amy Wiedrin with Coldwell Banker, the Coleman Moore Company, and Jen Oliver with New American Funding.
Sportsmanship starts with us.
As a student athlete, I need to model good behavior and represent my school appropriately.
That means respecting my teammates, coaches, opponents, the officials, and fans.
If I do that, so will others, and being a good sport becomes a way of life.
To all of Iowa's
3 plays in the game. We've had a fumble, a 1-yard run, and a 22-yard touchdown run. A lot can happen in high school football in the playoffs. 7-0 Ankeny leads on the Henkes run, and already back to kick is Harrington. And he, again, Tay Proctor has it go off his shoulder pad into the end zone for a touchback. Austin Oliver is down there. Austin, you could hardly settle in before all the action started.
Tell you what, that either there was a misassignment or they just angled the wrong way, but that hole was a monster. I think me, you, or Tim could have probably ran in that one on one of ourselves here. It was so big. So looking to have Johnston see if they can get something going here and alleviate that turnover.
Dragons come back out, 1st and 10 again from the 20-yard line. Barku is to the backside, and now to the right side of Nuss. They go play action, and it's a quick throw out to Simpson. He is tackled behind the numbers, or at the numbers at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Quick play by Jacob Moorfeld. Tim, I teased it in the open. I should say this. In the previous matchup, Simpson was guarded by Akers. But Akers was hurt, not in a lot of action. Do you think we'll see much of Akers tonight?
I think situational, when you get into a third and long, you think they're going to go towards Simpson, so we may see him come in at certain points, 5 deep.
Here comes some heat from Z. It goes the other way with Barku, who gets his way to about the 28-yard line before he's tackled by Andrew Hazy. It'll be third down and short.
As mentioned before, I think we might see Akers out there in the situational defense if they want to go to 5 defensive backs, because they have that 4 deep secondary with that. They have that spire, that rover, like an extra safety in there. They may switch out just for the speed factor, but you may see him on defense.
Akers on the sideline right now. Simpson has some pad at this play. They go with a pass to the Dragons. They throw down to Simpson, and it hits the defender who had his back turned. Dylan Doherty hit him in the back shoulder blade. On coverage was Nolan Dalton. They gave him a lot of pad on that play, Tim, fourth down.
They did. I think they're playing there where they have Dalton there playing him, keeping him in front when he cut across the middle, but then you have Doherty dropping back into coverage, doing the underneath, so you have him sandwiched in between there. It was just a really tight window for Nuss to get the ball in there.
Saffris back to punt, stands at his own 15-yard line, takes a kick to the right, kicks it, fair catch, over the hand, and it's fumbled, and I think Johnston's going to get it. Dragons do have the football at the 32-yard line on the fumble on the punt. They're sorting it out, but the crowd on the far side thinks it is in the hands of a Dragon player.
Really tough to field a punt when you're running backwards at that, trying to catch it over there. Sailed them a little bit more. So once you try to do a fair catch there, bounced up. There are 2 defenders down there for Johnston. They fall on the ball immediately. So we have a trade-off on turnovers, almost identical field position there, but now it's down to the 32-yard line of the Hawks.
Evan Erlmeyer was there as the return man, and he's being told to just flush it and forget it. Normally it's been Kinnick Voss or Erlmeyer to return kicks. Not sure what's going on that change. Dragons come back out after a quick 10 seconds to the sideline. 1st and 10 from the 32. 7-0 Ankeny after a turnover on a third play of the game. Barku gets the call. He goes up the middle. Leo Aguirre and also Samuel Z, the tackle, at the 30-yard line. Pickup of about 3.
Yeah, Doherty blitzing from the outside. They're forcing the run inside to his buddy, to Z and to Aguirre, to make it for about a 2 or 3 yard gain. But that's the key. I think Doherty playing that hawk position or the attack position is going to key at the running back or quarterback at different times. So see what his keys are tonight in attacking that offense.
Gain of 3 keeps you with the chains at least. 2nd and 7, approaching 9 minutes to go. Barku comes up. 2 receivers to the left and right. They go back underneath to the right side, and it's going to be no gain. Great defensive play by Manning Allen, having a great game so far. He's recovered a fumble, and now he's just made a tackle for basically no loss, or no gain.
He doesn't get a lot of tackles in a game, but he already has 3.5 tackles for loss on the season, so he does get in the backfield quite a bit. But that's really just getting off your block. They call it getting skinny, getting between that guard and center. They're getting in the backfield. So that's a big play. They're making a 3rd and long. As we say, possibly, they're going to look at Simpson here as a primary route.
Trips to the left, 1 to the top of the frame, and that is Simpson. Play clock down to 5. Dragons got to hurry. And it's going to be a timeout. Brian Woodley on the far sideline at the 8:18 mark. Ankeny 7, Johnston nothing.
Hi, Joe the Car Guy, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car is on injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible, so bring it here to Westside Auto. I have the team of experts that can fix every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a broken part, or if your car just got its bell rung. We'll do a complete physical to make sure your car is game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get you back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging out there. Move it, move it, move it.
free Godfather's Pizza. Begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
There's a look at the Johnston fans who are in jersey night. I see a Pat Mahomes jersey. Patty Mahomes, how about that on Sunday, huh?
Yeah.
Him and Travis Kelce. Fun combo to watch. Let's see what Jacob Simpson and Will Nuss can do. Can they be their own surprise?
Don't forget Houston, he's got 17 receptions on the season.
Snap of the ball, 4 guys to the left. Nuss is going to run. That was a design play the whole time. Leo Aguirre makes the tackle for a 1-yard loss. Dragons were trying to flush everybody out with the 4-man, 4 to the near side, and the Hawks didn't bite.
Usually we see that when you have a rush like that, you keep one guy back as a spy. Usually it could be a defensive lineman, a tackle, and end. Aguirre was the man there, and using his speed, actually he's got some good lateral quickness. Caught Nuss in the backfield, dropping him for a loss.
Dragons going for it on 4th down. 4th and 9 from the Ankeny 31. Nuss with time, throws it far side, caught at the sticks. Houston has it, and I think he's got the first down. He does. What a play.
He came back for the ball. He went just deep enough past the sticks, came back, so when he caught it, he was still past the yard marker. Big pass there, rushed in the face of Nuss, but he got it off there on a rope, got the first down.
Dalen just basically stopped, turned around. He did almost a Travis Kelce route. Goes down right at the sticks, turns and waits for the ball, was there off the defender. I think a lot of Hawks were thinking that 88 was going to get the ball with Simpson. Instead, they go Houston. 1st and 10 from the 22 now, 7:37 to play. 2 receivers to the left. Nuss, straight up drop back, throws down the middle, has a man. He went the wrong way. Simpson was supposed to go to the right. He went to the left. The ball falls to the turf, incomplete.
That was a misread there that he thought that his receiver was going to cut that in, do a skinny post route there. He broke to the outside, but that's a timing route. Nuss put it down the middle. Looked like it was open, but there's no receiver.
That was an absolute throwback pass play right there. The old fake rollback. Love it. Simpson comes to the near side. He's split out at the numbers. Nate comes in motion, gets set on the left side. Barku will get the shovel pass. He's hit at the line of scrimmage and dropped right there. Leo Aguirre and also Samuel Z, number 44. Z had 27 tackles coming into tonight's contest. And now Devin Akers comes onto the field in this 3rd and 12 situation.
Yeah, we go into more of a deeper coverage there. They're going to do prevent coverage. Basically adding another safety. This is where Ankeny likes to dial it when they get 3rd and long. They like to dial up a blitz, keeping someone back there. Look at the backers being very active. Either we're now or someone else blitzing on this play.
Trips to the left. Nuss throws the screen. Caught by Barku at the 25, 15, 10. Makes his move to the end zone. Got it. Touchdown. 3rd and 12. 24-yard score, but we have a penalty flag back at the 22. Hold the phone.
This game in week 4, Barku scored on a screen pass very similar to that. They did it again. Kaiser tried to get the tackle on there, but there's a hold. That's going to come back.
Crushing for Johnston. But that's the thing. I asked both coaches about, is it easier to play a team the second time? And, of course, the answer is yes and no.
It's hard to beat a team twice because they know their tendencies. So we're going to see this could look like a heavyweight battle. We're seeing, haymakers coming back and forth, going for the big plays. But Johnson's not been bashful at going for it on 4th down. So they want to score in this drive. That's very apparent there. So now they got a 3rd and a lot more. But Nuss has had time. He can hit his receivers.
Coach Woodley talked about the development of Will Nuss as the year has gone on, and he's been impressed with it. Simpson is guarded by Akers at the top of the formation. Now Akers comes up to play on defense. 3rd and 20 from the 32. Nuss with time, throws across the middle, and it's incomplete. Intended for Adrian Braddis, and it'll be 4th down from the 32-yard line.
Samuel Z almost had a pick there. He stepped in front of it, went right through his fingers. So we're seeing a lot of the coverage in the middle. where they've got a guy short and a guy deep. So the game before, there's a lot of safeties were not covering the middle, so it looked like Ankeny has solved that, making sure they have coverage in all quads at the secondary.
It would be a 50-yard field goal if you kick it. So Johnston's going to go for it into the wind. 4th and 20 from the 32. 6:43 to play, first quarter. Nuss drops back to pass, throws right sideline, has a man, and it's broken up. They were going for Jacob Simpson. Akers was there, as was Dylan Doherty. He came over from that hawk position to break up the pass. It's a turnover on downs, the second of the game for the Dragons.
Very smart play by Doherty, not going for the interception, knocking it down because the ball goes back to the line of scrimmage. And those situations, best to slap it out of bounds, so no one can catch it. But good center field play by Doherty there from his safety position, or his hawk position as they call it.
If it would have been caught, it might have still been a yard short of the first down. That was a tough pass that almost went to the Dragons' way. Hawks have it 1st and 10 from their own 32. They lead 7-0. 3 receivers to the right, solo setback. They go with the handoff. Henkes already with 1 score. He has stood up at the line of scrimmage after maybe a gain of yard. He penetrated the 35 and no further. On the tackle for Helgeson was there, as was number 44, Josh Kerber, who did not play in that first game in week 4. Dragons have a lot of guys back who are injured. Another one is Josh Gray. Henkes gets the call up the middle, and he is again stood up right at the line of scrimmage. And the first one there was Helgeson, and also 99. And that is Robert Bawley.
We're probably going to call Helgeson, Hodap's name. Those are 2 of the leading tacklers on the team. You know, Helgeson comes in, 48 tackles on the year, 6 for loss, so he mans that middle quite well.
Larmy in here on 3rd down. Hawks go tempo, 3rd and 5 from the 37. They need to get to the 42-yard line to extend the drive. Sommerfeld in tight on the line of scrimmage. They go Larmy left side. Sommerfeld leads the way. Larmy escapes, but not any further than the line of scrimmage as he is absolutely drilled down. Jacob Helgeson, the tackle. It'll be 4th down.
Didn't see who got in there first, but they got him in there where he had to skip and try to jump out of a tackle, which he did. Lost all his momentum. Then the pursuit caught up with him, so he really got no gain there. So we'll see the first punt. This is where special teams in the cold weather for guys that don't normally catch the ball there with their hands there. So we'll see how the ball is a little stiff right now. Hard to kick.
Devin Akers into punt. Before the snap, a whistle blows.
They're pointing at Johnston. I'm not sure if they didn't. I think they gave him a chance to substitute. There might have been not enough players out there, so I think they still have a right to exchange players in and out.
And there's a timeout. I think Ankeny's going to have to take a timeout because they're short a player. They only had 10 on the field. 4:51 to play. Hawks lead 7-0.
Holt stocks all the water heater options you would ever need. Multiple tank sizes, styles, and very popular tankless options. For all your water heater needs, let Holt handle that.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help.
Out of the timeout, Ankeny still comes back into punt formation with Devin Akers. Gets his leg into it, high but short kick, comes towards the near sideline, bounces the 40, takes a huge Johnston bounce back towards midfield on the 49-yard line. Let's go down to the sideline. Austin Oliver, who's been busy watching the game. Kind of hard to beat those first few plays, Austin. What do you know now?
Yeah, like I said in the opening, that special teams deal is going to be a huge factor the whole night. Short kick there. They're going to be, like Tim said, they're going to be kicking a hard ball. They're going to be catching a hard ball. The wind's blowing. It's going to be trouble for everybody all night tonight.
Week 4, when these two teams played, was a 16-10 game. 42 nights ago, one of the best games that we've seen all year in quite some time as well. Handoff Barku. And he is stopped pretty much right after the line. Connor Kaiser altered his path. Samuel Z cleaned him up, as did Manning Allen.
Kaiser almost had a tackle in the backfield. One thing, he's second in the team in tackles at 65.5. He's got 14 tackles for loss. That means he's getting in the backfield. And many times we've seen him this year where he's been in the backfield not making the tackle, but he has a huge effect on the play.
Centennial leads Northwest 14-0 early on in that contest. Here it's 7-0 Ankeny. But Johnson has the football. Barku gets it. He gets to the numbers, cuts it back up towards the center of the field, but he stood up. Samuel Sandvig, as well as Samuel Z and Leo Aguirre, make the stop, but not before. They're going to spot him all the way up at the 46.5-yard line.
It's a good spot. Still brings you a third down, but it's third and manageable for Johnston.
Johnson's had those pretty much all night. Will Nuss with Barku in the backfield. Nuss to pass, throws it on the out route. It is incomplete. Right would have been about a first down by 2 yards. Simpson, I think, was out of bounds. Angelo Wernow on coverage as well as Jacob Moorfeld.
Hard to see if the players did a quick little out to the left there. Timing route, he was open. Dressed off his fingertips there, so creates a punting down.
And Kennick Voss now back in to return punts. He'll stand at his own 10-yard line as Will Safris comes back to punt from his own 40 at the 3:34 mark here in the first quarter. Kick is a beauty. Nice high kick. Voss points and gets everybody away, and then it's quickly caught by Jacob Helgeson, the junior. Of course he can play great special teams, right?
Yeah.
Centennial leads 14-0 in another game. Dowling rolling Sioux City East early on the other side of this pod, 23-0. Southeast Polk in front of Linmar, 14-0. Valley and Pleasant Valley, rematch from last year's playoff game where the Tigers went over and surprised the Spartans. No score early on. Hawks have it, 1st and 10 from their own 20. First pass of the game coming for Anderson. Nowhere to go on the left side, runs to the right. With time, gets it away, caught by Hankus as the safety valve at the 24-yard line. Dropped quickly, Helgeson as well as J.J. Shaw. Helgeson's everywhere.
He is. Yep, he's a very good athlete. So everybody ran deep there, good coverage there. They run that 4-3-4 defense coming in, so nothing was open. They had to go underneath.
2nd and 4 from the 24, under 3 minutes to play. Hankus there with Luke Anderson. 3 receivers to the near side. Anderson with time. Lots of time. Throws it downfield towards the sideline. Coming back to grab it and make the catch is Devin Akers. Of course, your safety valve at the 42-yard line.
Might be a pickup of 20 yards because he's been averaging 20 yards a season per reception. So good blocking there. Good job by Larmy in the middle picking up, I think it was Yanni or Kerber coming around in the loop. Got a good block in there, gave enough time for Anderson to get the ball off.
Akers was the only one that was going to be able to catch that football. They go right underneath with Daniel Larmies across midfield, and he gets enough for a first down. Pick up a 12 on the play up to the 45-yard line.
Lucas Bieroth there, the junior, the 6'1", 250-pound tackle, did a kick-out block, pulling over there, created that seam there for Marmy to run. He did what you would call a pancake block. So Bieroth there doing his job there from his right tackle position.
He said pancake block. That's on your bingo card. Larmy off left tackle, and he is a shoestring away from still running. I'm not really sure if it was Lucas that had him. Lucas was in the vicinity. Otherwise, Larmy's still running. It'll be 2nd and 4, gain of 6 on the play.
Temple's picking up in the offense. They're looking to the side, they get their play call, they go up the line and run it. So hard to substitute when you do a quick offense.
3 receivers to the right. Larmy to the right side, and then there is a whistle and a penalty flag. Sometimes tempo can be your own worst enemy.
Yep. Rollmeyer there moved a little bit, and he knew right away, goes, I'm not supposed to go yet, so.
So now, I don't know if they're running the same play to the left, but it's the same formation. 3 receivers, including Brandhorst, Erlmeyer. To the left side, they go Larmy. Larmy darts it to the outside. He's close to the sticks, and then he fumbled the football. Picking up the football is J.J. Shaw, the senior. That ball just popped out, and we have a down player on the field at the 40-yard line, and it's a player for Ankeny. And the offensive line circled around and got the training staff over. Down, we think it's Daniel Larmy. We've seen everybody else come off the field but him.
Yeah, he came up there and his momentum was stopped. He was standing still and he got hit full frontal, so he dropped the ball there. So looks like he might have just got the wind knocked out of him. Hopefully it's there, but it's better to be cautious when a player goes down like that.
So Larmy sits on the turf at the 42-yard line. 1:32 to play.
There's been some hard, I didn't see who hit him there, but really hard hitting on that Johnston defense. This is our 3rd turnover in the first quarter.
We're going to see it one more time here on the replay. Larmy 21. Well, he got stood up at the knees. That is number 15. So that's Daniel Greider. And it wasn't like a mid-body section. That was just a great tackle.
Yeah, Greider came up there, just put a shoulder to the running back just like you're taught to do. He's got 25 tackles on the season, so that's coming when the safety comes in there. He's got a 10-yard head start, so you hit him. So it's a little cold, a little chilly. Adrenaline's up. People want to play hard in the playoffs, so everybody's giving their all. It's a series of one-game seasons in the playoffs. You win, you go on to another game. If you lose, you're done for the season. So everyone's playing for that next spot.
A lot of guys tonight playing in their last football game. The only problem is half of them don't even know it yet. Johnson, they look left, throw right. Simpson caught, and he's going to get nowhere. Maybe the line of scrimmage. They say he got that far, and it was a host of Hawks in that area. I hate to use that term, but it was a bunch of them, and I say that for a reason, Tim. Do you think Ankeny is playing 1 to 2 guys extra with an eye on Simpson tonight?
Yes, I think they are. You'd have to know where he is. Also, we're seeing linemen pursuing out there.
Nuss with time. Quick 3-step drop. It almost picked off by Samuel Z. He went up the ladder for it. It was intended for Nathan King. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd down.
Z did a great job spying there on Nuss where his eyes were going. Played his position underneath there, jumped up. That's the second time he's got a hand in the ball. But we're also seeing, I was mentioning earlier, defensive linemen on that play. Moorfield's out there in the tackle, but I'm seeing defensive linemen scraping down the line and finishing up the tackle. So it's going to be pursuit and gang tackling is the hallmarks of a good defense. So this is what creates then the 3rd and 9.
From the 37-yard line, Barku comes to the left side of Nuss. Throws it to Barku, who had a defender right there on him the entire time. Jeremiah Peters was in his pocket the whole time trying to pick it. It's going to be short of the 1st down, and Johnson will send the punt team on.
I thought it was attached to his jersey like a parachute. I mean, he was right behind him. I was surprised that Nuss threw the ball to him. Still had a hard time making the tackle with Barku. Barku almost broke that, for a big gain. So you have to make sure you get a hold of Barku and make sure you stop those legs from churning.
It's almost like taking the kid to the zoo. You have to have that toddler in your eyesight. Kick is away from Saffras, his 3rd punt of the night. Hawks get completely away from it. It bounced out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Austin Oliver. So, Mr. Oliver, the wind is still howling. You saw the Hawkeyes last week, or the Gophers anyway, played for the wind. Is the wind something these teams appear to be playing for Austin?
I don't know, but the short pass has been working for Johnston. He's been throwing a pretty good ball out there. They've just been not catchable or been somebody right there. Follow up with what Tim had said on the big receiver for Johnston. They're bracketing him a lot of the time on over and under with the safety on top, with the cornerback underneath. So I've seen a lot of that so far.
Hankus gets the call on first down, and it is a biggie. He gets his way all the way across midfield, down to the 43-yard line. Thank you, Austin, for that report.
Different tempo there when you have Larmy there as a running back. He's a little slipperier there. Hinkus is a straight-ahead runner.
And that'll end the first quarter. Ankeny scored on the third play of the game. We haven't seen anybody close since. Quarter one in the books.
When you need to conquer the drifts on your property, get the job done your way. The Western Defender Compact Snowplow. All the professional grade features in just the right size for your mid-sized pickup or SUV. Easy to attach and easy to use. Get the performance to plow like this and finish like this. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Ankeny Hawk Playoff Football is presented by the Danielle Seifert Real Estate Team and brought to you by Summit Family Dental, Impact Payments, Murphy Enterprises, Anne-Marie Gerke with Farm Bureau Financial, Viscus Jewelers, Amy Wiedrin with Coldwell Banker, the Coleman Moore Company, and Jen Oliver with New American Funding.
Gain of 16, makes it 1st and 10 from the 44. Hankus the call. Churns his way inside the 40-yard line, or close to the 40. The offensive line popped out that way. Up for the tackle is Micah Cook.
Mullis, the senior guard. Good kick-out block there to help that running lane for Hankus.
Second down, ball from the 41-yard line. Hankus up the gut, goes right off the center. You mentioned, I was watching B-Roth. He was kind of getting turned over on that play as Hankus kind of ran right up his back there, gets inside to about the 39-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 5. Centennial has scored again against Northwest, so they're trying to put that game out of reach. It's 21-0 over there. Here, it's 7-0 Ankeny. Anderson looks to the sideline, empty backfield, 8 on the play clock. 4 receivers to the right. He's got Akers to the left. Quarterback draw, and Anderson is going to be hit at the 40 and no further. Hawks tried to run a play out of the Johnston playbook, and Tay Proctor said, no, we know what that one looks like.
A little slow developing there. Wasn't much room to run when he tried to kick it to the outside. Tay Proctor, safety, 3rd in the team in tackles. Coming in here, 36 tackles on the year, made the tackle for a loss. So creating another punt here for Ankeny. Back to, they're trying to set up this formation late on their punt formation.
Akers to punt from his own 45. Gets a little low-lying kick taken by J.J. Shaw at the 15. He's at the 20 and the 25-yard line and not much further before the tackle is made by Tristan Hill, the junior.
No, he did not make a fair catch signal, did not attempt that. We were joking earlier that, do you think all the high school coaches this week covered fair catch drills in the state?
If not, they reviewed it on what it is. Getting report, Daniel Larmy is still in that medical tent, which is to our right. He has not emerged, so that means it could be a lot of Caden Hankus the rest of the night. 1st and 10 from the 26. 10 minutes to play here before half. Nuss under center. Gives it to Barku, who hops and stops and pops his way up to the 30-yard line. Doherty there. And also, looks like Andrew Haase was there.
Barku does have a quick cut there and goes upfield fast. Good job by Doherty, not overplaying it, getting his feet set, getting a good tackling position to make sure that you get the tackle and make sure you do get a hit on him. But Barku, even after his hit, it seems like he gains 2 or 3 yards at a crack.
Barku is just so fun to watch and explosive. He'll get the play action here. Now here comes some heat from Leo Aguirre. Back, sacked at the 20-yard line. There's a guy who has gotten better each and every game.
He's had a big game tonight. He split between the tackle and tight end. He split the block there. As you say, Skinny got in the backfield. Nuss had no place to go. Maitre hung on the ball and took a big loss there. Bringing up a 3rd and 16.
Huge play in this game could be right here at 3rd and 16 from the 20. Dragons just try to cut their losses. Go Barku around the right side, and he is dropped at the 20-yard line. Another big defensive play. Andrew Haase and Samuel Z. Manning Allen in there. Tim, we haven't really said the linebackers much tonight. Why is that? What is it that the defensive line has been so active?
They came to play. That was a great job there by the defensive lineman there, holding up his block. That was Haase, not letting the blocker get downfield, pinning him down. He stretched the play out, letting the linebacker come in and make the big play.
4th down for Saffras. Great punt. It's taken by Voss at the 38-yard line. He shakes and bakes and gets up to about the 44, and then he has stood up and dropped in a hurry. Andrew Callan was one of the Dragons there, and the Hawks will take over at the 44-yard line, 1st and 10 on the return of 7 yards.
Big 3 and out for that defense because they'd been in the field quite a bit that first quarter, so seeing them getting a 3 and now come back here, getting the ball back to the offense with great field position. See if there's that, how that defense for Johnston is going to react coming back out again after only 3 plays.
Larmy has emerged from the tent, but not back onto the sideline by the coaches. They go Hankus underneath. He'll churn his way to about midfield and brought down by the big front men. Jeff Scott was there, the junior, and also Nathan Lucas were both there. And the Johnston defensive line, Tim, has been big tonight.
Yeah, Nathan Lucas being really that senior defensive lineman, doing a nice job tonight holding his own in the middle there.
Hankus doesn't like the hole where he was supposed to go, so he tries to cut it out and gets maybe 1. And then again, there's one of the linebackers, Helgeson, also coming up, was Colin Hodap.
When your defensive linemen are doing a great job like that, it frees up the linebackers because they consume so many blockers in there, but they're getting off their block. So another one, Micah Cook holding it in, really causing Hankus to change direction, try to find something on the left there, so making a 3rd and 3.
Hankus, 9 carries for 55 yards. He's been the Lions' share worker. They go to him on the screen, out of the backfield, spins away, and he's going to be just short. Oh, boy, he might be really close to the 1st down. I thought if initially was going to be short, he needed to get to the 45, and this is close.
Is it the length of a football short?
Oh, not even. We're talking 2 inches here.
I'd call for a measurement if I was the coach. I think that's what he wants to do is save some time there. Proctor came over for the tackle, didn't quite get the tackle on there. Hank has made a lunge for the play there. Clock is winding down.
If you look at the far sideline, that stick is about 2 inches south of the 45, and the ball is more like 4 to 5. Hawks have it down, play clock down to 3, and they got to burn a timeout at 6:14. Ankeny leads 7-0 here in the second quarter.
They brought in Nathan.
When you need to conquer the drifts on your property, get the job done your way. The Western Defender Compact Snowplow. All the professional grade features in just the right size for your mid-sized pickup or SUV. Easy to attach and easy to use. Get the performance to plow like this and finish like this. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Ankeny Hawk Playoff Football is presented by the Danielle Seifert Real Estate Team and brought to you by Summit Family Dental, Impact Payments, Murphy Enterprises, Anne-Marie Gerke with Farm Bureau Financial, Fiscus Jewelers, Amy Wiedrin with Coldwell Banker, the Coleman Moore Company, and Jen Oliver with New American Funding.
Okay. Caden Henkes. And they go with the short, and if Johnston's to be believed, it's short. We'll stop it for a moment. I just want to make sure. I've been trying to say Caden all season. My apologies if I've slipped in a different name.
Looks like he gained a couple of inches. He didn't have to go very far. Are they going to pull the chains in? Looks like he has it by where the ball is spotted.
Austin Oliver, I don't know where you can see. This looks like it's a first down from what I mean. This ball is, honest to goodness, right in front of where I'm sitting.
Yeah, I think so as well. I'm right on the line here. I got some people in front of me, but I mean, they should have called it a first down already. I'd be very surprised if it's not.
That's a first down.
Yeah.
Ball right in the middle of the chains.
I mean, when you're on a yard marker like that, it's an easy call for those officials. So I mean, if it was in between, I could understand them pulling the chains out, but it's right there on the mark. So
getting it right. That's for sure.
But that was a big second effort because he didn't have it on the initial. That line came across, so had him stopped. He turned up there. Second surge there got him the necessary, half a foot that he needed to get a first down. So a big first down there on this series.
From the 45-yard line, approaching 6 minutes. Henkes, right side, cuts it up, and then he doesn't get any further than the line of scrimmage. Right there at the moment, Robert Bawley was a baller on that play.
Bawley had his sights set down there. 6 foot, 205-pound defensive end. Held his ground, set the corner. That's what we talk about later with these defenses. The ends come across, stop, set the edge on there, cause the running back to go in. There's not much room there to run, so good job by Bawley playing his position on that left end.
2nd and 10, no gain on the play. Trips to the left. Henkes gets a tough couple of yards. Hawks have been really trying to run this football tonight, Tim.
Yeah, setting it up there, looking, we're seeing this, but I'm also seeing that the Proctor came running up there from the safety position. We're seeing the safeties coming up, and as you watch that, and then the offensive coordinators do the same thing. They're seeing the safeties coming in. You get too tight there with the linebackers. That opens up things on the middle. That's where Akers comes in. That's where Urmel comes in. You find a lot more open zones.
3rd and 8 from the 43. Anderson with it. 3 receivers to his left. He's got Akers. They throw behind Akers. It's incomplete. Dillon goes down at the 30. Would have been enough for a first down. There to break up the play was J.J. Shaw. It'll be a punting situation for the Hawks. They'll send the team on that punts the football away.
Good coverage in there. Yanni was in there. So they had him covered, inside and outside. There was throwing behind him was probably the best route to go, not to give up an interception there. So once again, see if they can pin him back there at the 43-yard line. Can this punt? Punts have been short tonight. I think it's cold. There's wind. We haven't seen any punts launched there in that 30, 40-yard range.
See, Caden has 12 carries for 58 yards. And it's a fake punt by Akers. He's at the 40, 35, 30, out of bounds at the 28-yard line. The fake that nobody had, but please hold your cheering for just a moment. Penalty flag back at the 40, and it's a hold against Ankeny.
Well, Coach has a perfect call play. I don't know if it's on his or if they called that, but they set up the blocking over to the right side, so the overload. Someone out there just to make sure didn't get to the outside. I don't know. I have to see who held. But great play call. That's what you want to see in the playoffs, to make something happen to give yourself a chance.
Right there in the middle of where it would have been. So now Akers is probably going to have to punt this thing. But you never know. Some coaches just let's do it again.
Since he's a right-footed kicker, they tend to set the blocking up over a little bit more overload on the right side to make sure there's not a punt block as he kicks to the right sideline.
Akers takes a step, short little kick, goes out of bounds, caught by a member of the staff. 5 yards off the field at the 38-yard line, so the Johnston Dragon offense will come back out onto the field. 4 minutes and 30 seconds to play before halftime. Coming up at half, we're going to talk girls basketball. New coach Nate Toby brings a couple of his players along. We have a little conversation. So let's see. Jayla Williams is in there. You'll hear her. I have a little trouble hearing her. So if she's going to go back and listen to it, sorry we didn't hear everything you had to say. Thought I had checked all those mics, but that's coming up at halftime. Nag in motion. Now Barku gets set. Barku. It's a ripped away, and it's Nuss. He gets out a good 6-7 yards on the play, and he is tackled by Sam Sandvig at the 47-yard line.
Good play by Sandvig, not getting fooled too much. You don't see Nuss run the ball very much, through the season. He only has 19 rushing attempts coming in the game, so it's surprising he didn't have a bigger run there, as little as he runs.
4 minutes to play. Barku hit at the point of contact. Connor Kaiser.
Drops it for loss. Another tackle for loss for Kaiser. He came in the game with 14 on the season. He ran there, got in the backfield. The high snap there knocked the timing off of that handoff. So now we're looking at 3rd and 6. A little bit long play. We have not seen the ball pass to Simpson very much there. See if that might happen on this series.
He is lined up on the far left side of the formation. That's where the look is, and again, a miscommunication. Simpson was inside. That ball went outside at the stick. Would have been really close to a first down. Instead, it'll be 4th down, and Will Safris comes back on for the Dragons.
Good coverage there. Just a misread. Somehow Simpson seeing a coverage that he's going to go inside or outside, and the quarterback's reading it differently. They're going to have to talk on the sideline to get that straightened out.
Back deep is Voss at the 10. Nice high kick, but short by Safris. Is going to bounce at the 29 and take a great Johnston roll inside the 20 to about the 15-yard line. 14, that thing's still rolling. It's like the wind got behind it.
Hit a hard spot there on the turf, and we've seen those things bounce forward, go off to the side. So the kicking game is, I think before the night's over, something's going to happen in the kicking game that could determine the game.
Johnston 14 yards passing, 13 yards rushing for a total of 27. Ankeny 24 through the air, 82 from the ground for a total of 106. 3:12 to play, second quarter. Hawks have the football backed up on their side of the field at their own 13-yard line. 2 timeouts for them. Hankus gets the call on first down. Cuts it and then gets no further. Barely makes it back to the line of scrimmage before Colin Hodap makes the tackle at the 14.
Yeah, Hodap, the other senior linebacker, plays the will position. He's also had 42 tackles in the season. He does a good job. If Helgeson's not in there, we're going to probably call Hodap's name, but it's a great job. Defensive line stretching that out, causing Hankus to change direction.
If you're Johnston here and you make a stop on 2nd and 9, you might just call timeout. Hankus gets the call. He skirts his way through and ends that conversation. He's into the secondary to cross towards the 30 up to the 32-yard line before he's brought back down by Tay Proctor for the Dragons.
Good job of picking his way through. One thing is probably not said, Erlmeyer got a big block on there, probably gave him another 5 yards that he wouldn't have gained otherwise.
Hankus underneath, gets a block, gets through into the secondary. Proctor and Shaw and Greider, come up to combine on the stop, but a gain of 6 on the play. Hawks going tempo, approaching 2 minutes to play before half.
Nathan Lucas in there, also the tackle from his nose position.
Larmy still on the sidelines. It's all Hankus for the foreseeable future. Anderson with time throws to Akers, caught at the first down at the 46-yard line before he's driven down to the ground. Greider was the last one, and the first one there was Proctor.
That's what a good running game does, is it brings the linebackers in. There's a shallow spot there in between, right there on the hash mark. Akers settled down there, came back, presented the ball. Good pass and catch, picked up another first down.
Sommerfeld in the backfield on the left side of the formation. Hankus gets the call up the middle, gets down on that down blocking. They've been using Summerfeld a lot. Coaches have talked about the tight end a lot this year in his blocking. It's a big extra lineman for the Hawks.
Yes, he should be an honorary lineman. He should be like an honorary tackle. But many times it's Summerfield's blocking that springs these things. He collapsed the end down there because the end generally plays on his inside shoulder. So his blocking has been key for the running game this year.
Gain of 2. Clock approaching 1 minute 15. Hankus. Caden is hit and dropped. There first was Helgeson and Kerber. Kerber is a difference maker for this Johnston team.
Yeah, he is a stout defensive lineman there at 6'2". He's another senior, their returning starter. Didn't have notes here. He didn't play versus Ankeny in week 4, so he's back here. That middle there between Lucas and Kerber, they're really stout there, kind of taking up the A gaps.
Ankeny going to milk this play clock because it's 3rd and 8 with 36 seconds to go. Play clock down to 5. Anderson will take the snap. He'll looks to throw. Hankus out of the backfield. Caught at midfield. He's out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Enough for a first down. Clock stops at 23 seconds. He's ushered out there by Jacob Helgeson. You know who. Also in the ballpark was Tanner Downs.
Big block, tackle there by Tay Proctor getting him out there. But that new first down there, you got both timeouts. You got one timeout left.
Pickup of 11 on the play. This is really the 1-minute drill for Ankeny, and it's no better time to run it than in the playoffs. They're up 7-0. They scored after a fumble on the first play of the game. Anderson with time. Now he's flushed, and he's going to go back down to the ground at midfield. Coming through is Josh Kerber for the Dragons.
Kerber getting off his block there. It's, that's once again your defensive line taking over the game. Did a good job, tackle for loss, not letting him get the ball off downfield.
And Anderson is a little slow to get up, and he is a little hobbled on that one. He'll make his way to the locker room, and so will the Ankeny Hawks, up 7-0. Johnson heads to the north. Hawks head to the south. Austin Oliver is going to be with Coach in a moment as soon as I find Austin and find Coach. All right, I found Coach Bauer. Now I just have to find Austin Oliver. 7-0. Ankeny leads here at the half. They scored early, but it has been a lot of back and forth. Minimal offense for Johnston, 27 yards. For Ankeny, 145. As the teams head to the sideline, let's go down to Austin Oliver for this report.
Coach Bauer, 7-0 lead at the half. Defense is playing really well. Johnston settled down on defense as well. What are your thoughts going into the second half?
It's just, it's a tough game right now. Who can run the ball the best? Obviously, a few throws. Pretty cool out here. Tough to hang on to the ball like you normally do, but that's not an excuse. I expect us to get things going a little bit more offensively this second half, but we're playing hard. They're a good team. It's going to be a tough second half.
All right, good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, that's Austin Oliver. He'll talk to Brian Woodley coming out of the locker room. Ankeny leads 7-0. We're talking girls track. Before we get to break real fast, I want to mention a congratulations to Ankeny boys cross-country runner Ethan Zuber, best in the state Class 4A today, and to the Johnston girls. They are your 4A team champion. We'll talk more cross-country, but now it's girls basketball here on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and if this year is anything like last year, folks are going to be coming in early to get things for their houses.
What you need is a high-efficient gas insert from Heat & Glow.
Come in now and beat the rush, and Heat & Glow will help you out with some special promotions on gas inserts. We'll be doing up to $200 off on our gas metal inserts to retrofit into your drafty old wood fireplace. Come early, beat the rush. Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
It's our construction sale here at DeArmond Ford Indianola. We're expanding and setting sales records. Check out our Flex Buys, the new way to buy. Save big with a new F-150 XLTs and the new 2024 Edge. Also save on new Ford Explorers and Expeditions. And check out all DeArmond certified used vehicles, all sold with a 1-year bumper-to-bumper warranty. Find out what's going on at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
Hey, you two. We all want to be winners, right? The winning drive comes from choosing unleaded 88, a cleaner burning fuel made from corn. That way, we all win. Now give me some wins. That's the winning drive. Now let's go get some tailgating snacks.
Hi, Joe the Car Guy, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car is on injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible, so bring it here to Westside Auto. I have the team of experts that can fix every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a broken part, or if your car just got its bell rung. We'll do a complete physical to make sure your car is game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get you back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it out there. Move it, move it, move it.
Ankeny Hawk Playoff Football is presented by the Danielle Seifert Real Estate Team and brought to you by Summit Family Dental, Impact Payments, Murphy Enterprises, Anne-Marie Gerke with Farm Bureau Financial, Viscus Jewelers, Amy Wiedrin with Coldwell Banker, the Coleman Moore Company, and Jen Oliver with New American Funding.
We are at halftime here on CISN. It's time to flip the calendar for a little bit, talk about girls basketball. We have a new head hawk for the girls, and that's Nate Toby. And Coach, you're not unfamiliar to those in the Ankeny district as a counselor at Parkview, but you've also been on the basketball sidelines before as a boys assistant, but you've also coached girls before. Give us a little background there. What else am I missing? Do we have to do Ogden Bulldog cheers?
No, I was the head girls coach at Ogden for a couple of years before coming to Ankeny, and then I've been fortunate enough to coach on the boys staff for the last 7 years, and really excited to be a part of the Hawkette program now and lead some great players and work amongst a great staff.
You didn't always get to see the girls' games. You were kind of waiting in the hallway, maybe some of the first half. What do you know about this team? And remember, they're all listening.
I know that they're very hungry and they are heavily motivated. We have girls who have invested a lot of time in basketball and in other activities as well that are really excited for the season. And it's great to be in a community where so many people enjoy the sport and we have so much support throughout the community and such a strong youth program as well.
Well, it feels like I've watched Savannah Gage grow up on the court. You've played a long time, Savannah. What does it look like here now? And this is a whole new opportunity for you. As you prepped in the off season, what was going through your mind with a new coach?
It's just a new opportunity, I was really excited to hear that Coach Toby was going to be joining us in our program, and I'm just really excited to get started.
And this program has been something that, I've watched you shoot hundreds of shots over time. What do you like about playing at home?
Like at Ankeny?
Yeah, at Ankeny High.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. It's always been like a dream to play for my high school and represent the Hawkettes well. So I'm just really glad I get the opportunity to have, 2 more years with a great group of girls. So I'm really excited.
Carson Jacks, I also feel like I've watched you grow up on the court as well. You've played a number of games in the Hawkette uniform. What was going through your off-season preparations?
Obviously going into my senior year, I just want to have fun this year. And getting Toby as a new coach, I was really excited. It's a new opportunity, it's a new year, and we bring back a lot of girls, so I was just really excited to continue working with everyone.
And I also know you too get a lot of shots up. What's your favorite spot to? You like to launch the three? You like to drive?
Probably shoot the three.
You don't want to kick it to Jayla down low, or what's going on here?
I mean, I get it to Jayla on the three when she's running downhill. That's a scary scene.
Jayla Williams joins us as well, and Jayla, we really are freshman year. You played a lot of minutes. You hoping? What's kind of your off-season mentality here as you go from year 1 to year 2 in the program?
As good as at it, but I like it a lot.
Lost your mic there just a little bit, but I think you said everything is great. My teammates are wonderful. I think that's what I heard. Coach, when you hear these girls talk about basketball, the basketball IQ, I mean, this is a group that's played together. What's it like to kind of come into that situation when you said they're hungry?
Yeah, they just know the game, and they've been in so many big games already that it makes it easy for me to come in and know that they're confident people, they're experienced people, and really it's just a matter of us all developing some talent outside of the girls who have played a lot, and that's been a big part of our off season. And these three specifically have done a great job in encouraging other teammates to get in the gym with us and spend as much time together as possible.
Carson, I see Johnston on the schedule. I see Southeast Polk. I see Dowling. I see Centennial. Lots of familiar names. Which one, besides Centennial, just the whole crosstown thing? Which date do you have circled on the calendar?
Johnston obviously has been really good.
We've lost Carson.
But,
so Savannah, what game do you?
Because we haven't beaten them since the split, so that's obviously one that you got to keep an eye on.
And which school was that? I'm sorry, I lost you there for a minute.
Oh, Southeast Polk. We haven't beaten them since the split, so that's obviously one. Make a little history with that one, I guess, because we haven't beaten them since the split, so it'd be nice to get a win under our belt.
It helps that Brooklyn Daly graduated too. It's always a thing. Savannah Gage, which date do you have circled on the calendar? Which game?
I'd say definitely Dowling. It's always just a really great atmosphere when we play them, and they're great competition. They've got a great set of players with a lot of talent, but I think we can give them a run for their money, and I'm really excited.
Coach, you have to say them all, but I'm going to guess it's game number 1 against Spencer.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. And really, I can't wait for November 6th when we start practice. I just feel like there's been so much leading into that, like any season. And, I'm just ready to get started on the court with the girls. And I feel like they're ready as well.
Looks like staff-wise, who are your assistants? Who's going to be sitting with you?
Yeah, so my assistant varsity coach is Gary Birdwell, who is a very veteran coach and knows the girls really well. And he has just been like having another head coach on staff since I got started. The JV1 coach is Cody Myers, who obviously played for Ankeny and has been on the staff for a few years. And she's been tremendously helpful as well as a returning member of the staff. And then our JV1 assistant is Allie Hogan, who's a teacher in the district, and this will be her first year with our JV1 group, but she's coached JV2 before and has started and helped us a lot already in the off season.
All right, Savannah, last thought here as we wrap up. What stands out to you as something you want to establish in your basketball career before you're done here at Ankeny?
Before I'm done at Ankeny, I'd just like to leave it better than where it was before. So any way I can help the team, I'd like to do that. I want to see as much team success as possible. I'm just really excited to do what I can to kind of leave my mark and maybe help other girls enjoy it a little more too. And yeah.
Carson, same question. What as you head into this year, what's the one thing you want to leave this program with?
Probably just like a better culture and just like a fun atmosphere.
Carson's been in and out of this one, but that's all right. You can see them all as we open up the schedule for the Ankeny Hawks on the 18th of November. Coach, it'll be here before we know it, won't it?
It will, yes. We can't wait.
Jayla Williams, Carson Jack, Savannah Gage. Coach Toby, I appreciate your time. Thank you so very much for joining us here tonight. Have fun this year, and we'll see you soon on CISN.
Thank you.
All right, our halftime show continues after this.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and if this year is anything like last year, folks are going to be coming in early to get things for their houses.
What you need is a high-efficient gas insert from Heat and Glow.
Come in now and beat the rush, and Heat and Glow will help you out with some special promotions on gas inserts. We'll be doing up to $200 off on our gas metal inserts to retrofit into your drafty old wood fireplace. Come early, beat the rush. Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
I'm Amanda with Holtz Plumbing and Heating. Did you know that your water heater is the hardest working appliance in your home? Depending on where you live, hard water and sediment can age out your water heater in as little as 8 years. Holtz stocks all the water heater options you would ever need. Multiple tank sizes, styles, and very popular tankless options. Our plumbing professionals will deliver one to your home, remove the old one, and install your new one all in a day's work, even on weekends. For all your water heater needs, let Holt handle that.
New trucks are arriving daily during Johnston Chevy's Truckload Kickoff event. Over 1,200 vehicles. WaukeeChevy.com. Inventory changes hourly. Don't see exactly what you want? Build, price, and order direct from the factory. To better serve you, we've doubled the size of our service department. We need more team members. Go to WaukeeChevy.com to see our job openings. The Truckload Kickoff event. Find new roads to Johnston Waukee Chevy. WaukeeChevy.com.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V-Plow and Impact Straight Blade. With the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Some of the things I've learned from sports are being a good leader, and that means not always just saying what's right, but showing by example.
I've learned that being a good role model is so important because there's many little eyes on you and they watch everything you do. So as long as you're doing the right thing, then they will understand that that is what they're supposed to be doing also.
What I really have learned is strong leadership and self-discipline.
Cold bundled up night. Let's go down to Austin Oliver with Coach Woodley.
Coach Woodley, 7-0. Positives there in the first half. Defense stiffened up in the second part of the period there. What'd you tell your guys at halftime?
Keep fighting. There's 24 minutes. We're one play away. We had a touchdown call back on a penalty. That was our thing coming in. Don't turn the ball over, limit our mistakes. Well, we turned the ball over, came up with a bad penalty there, or it's a 0-0 or a 7-7 game. So, keep fighting. We caused a couple turnovers. It's about field position. We're just going to keep battling, keep grinding, and there's plays out there to be made, but someone's going to have to step up and make some plays offensively.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Austin. Appreciate that. 2:44 to go before we get to second half, so you're going to hear us for 2 minutes. Tim, let's look at the stats. For Johnston, 14 yards passing. That's 4 of 11 for a total of 14 yards, and then it's 13 rushes for 13 yards. That's a tough.
That's the biggest surprise for me, but I figured that the Ankeny defense has been pretty stout. They've got a good scheme for them. There's been a few drops in there. Like the coach had mentioned, they had a great screen pass there to Barku to possibly have tied the score, but a holding penny brought that back. So tough sledding for the offense for Johnston right now.
Barku, 10 carries, 19 yards, but it's wiped away by Nuss's 3 for 6 negative yards. For Ankeny, Henke, 17 carries, 86 yards. Anderson, 2 carries, negative 10. Larmy, 4 for 26, who we did not see for much of the game. He is still on the sideline, and I don't think we will see him the rest of the night. If I had to bet, and I don't know, I'm just watching, not warming up. That's usually a sign of something. We'll see. Akers, 2 catches for 25 yards. Henkus, 3 catches for 18 yards. 43 yards passing. That's 5 of 6 for Ankeny. Rushing, 23 carries for 102. Let's give you a quick look at the out-of-town games. Dowling's rolling east 38-0 as they are at half. That's the other side of this pod. The Jaguars lead the Wolves of Waukee Northwest 21-0. Valley leads Pleasant Valley 17-14. That was the upset last year in the playoffs. Might be on their way again. City High and Bettendorf tied at 14. Polk leads Linmar 35-love at the half. Prairie and Waukee, that's 14-10. Waukee leads Prairie. And Kennedy of Cedar Rapids leads Cedar Falls 19-10. Here it's 7-0. Tim, what do you see as keys that need to happen for both teams in the second half?
I will start with Ankeny. I think continue on. They're going to ride. Hankus there is the running game, very efficient on the passing game. Surprisingly, Romeyer does not have a catch yet in this game. I look for something to pop there. For Johnston, they have not had the passing game goalie, but that might be the way to go. The rushing game has been stalled by that defense. They're going to have to open up the passing game, which they do very well to get the ball moving. They need to get a touchdown. Field goals may not do it.
I think Houston was targeted once. He had that great pickup at the first down marker. Otherwise, Barku has a catch, and then Simpson has 2 catches for only 3 yards. Hawks have done a really good job covering him, and they haven't had to rely on Akers on every opportunity.
That's right. I think it's good to keep him on the offensive side. The defense have been scheming quite well. So here Ankeny gets the ball here to start the second half. See if they can put together a drive. That first drive of the second half, especially coming out in when it's cold like this, can they get warmed up right away and play, top-notch football?
Ankeny will send back Gavin Wise and Caden Hankus to return the ball, as Will Safris will kick it off. 7-0 is our score as we begin quarter number 3 here in the Class 5A football playoffs. Round 1, ball blows off the turf, which gives me an opportunity to run down the state cross-country results today in the 4A girls. It went Johnston Valley, Dallas Center Grimes, Peavy, Ankeny 7, Centennial 9. Olivia Verde was number 2 runner in the state in Class 4A for Johnston. For the boys, it went Dowling, Cedar Falls, Ankeny, Cedar Rapids, Kennedy. Johnston was 9th, Centennial 14th, and Ethan Zuber, your individual state champ in Class 4A. Zuber's brother is back, has been added to the roster here. Don't know if we'll see him today, but as things go and injuries, you never know in the postseason. We have a holder. It is J.J. Shaw, and Safris's kick is an end-over-end taken 2 yards deep into the end zone by Hankus, and the Hawks will have it 1st and 10 as Hankus chucks the ball at the official. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. Wind ate it, right?
Officials got to be wide awake, too.
Ankeny scored. Johnson had the ball first, play from scrimmage, fumble. Johnston then gave up 1 yard. They made a 1 yard stop. And then Hankus ran in for a score, and that's it. Nobody's really been inside the 20 since then. Trips to the left, 1 receiver to the right for the Hawks. They go Hankus, who cuts it back up, and he is across the 25, up towards the 27-yard line, for he is brought down by Greider, and also Lucas makes the stop. Gain of 8. Temperature currently is 35 degrees. It feels like 26. Wind at 13 miles an hour. Expect a lot of teams to keep running the football. Caden Hankus, the ball carrier. He's across the 30 before Lucas and Kerber.
Offensive linemen like to have to run the ball. They know what they're going to do. They're controlling the line of scrimmage by firing ahead instead of sitting back in pass protection. So they got a very stout Johnston defensive line to go against.
Anderson, receivers to his left, takes the snap. With time, now it's running out, throws the screen, and it's intercepted, picked off by Johnston at the 30-yard line. Jacob Kerber stepped right and read those eyes perfectly for Anderson. First turnover of the second half could be big for Johnston.
Just like we started the first half, there's a turnover of the offense after a couple of plays there. Kerber playing from his defensive tackle position, playing the spy position, falling back into coverage where you don't expect a defensive lineman to be, and underthrown ball as Luke Anderson's fading back, trying to dump it in that little open area, but there's a defensive tackle standing right there, and that's a big interception by Kerber. I imagine that's the first of the year for him.
I'll tell you in a minute. Kerber, you're correct. First interception of the season. Barku gets the call on first down. Andrew Hazy there for the Hawks. No gain on the play.
Big tackle by Hazy to come in there. What you want to do here as a defense, you want to make sure you keep them in position. Johnston's thinking, can we replicate what Ankeny did to us in the first half and score within a couple of plays? They have not gone to Simpson very much. See if this is where he's very dangerous in this red zone area.
He comes to the near side. Jacob Moorfeld lines up across 8 yards from him. They go Barku. He cuts in the middle, and that is a no-go. There in a maroon jersey is Hazy and also Samuel Z.
Let's see what we talk about. Manning in there in the center there. Not a large nose tackle, but he plays it like he's 250, causing not much running room there. Then the ends come in. You mentioned Hazy coming on crashing and making another tackle there, so making it a 3rd and 10.
Barku goes to the far left of the formation. Simpson to the far right. That's a very wide formation for the Dragons. Nuss with time across the middle, and it's incomplete. He was intending to throw it to Nathan King. It falls short, and it'll be 4th down and a decision. They're bringing on Saffris, what looks like could be a field goal. This would be placed at the 36-yard line, making it a 46-yard field goal attempt with the wind pretty much right at his back.
You wonder, you get cold feet. He just hasn't kicked a lot tonight when he had the kickoff, so that's a hard ball to see. And the wind's gusting pretty good out here.
The kick is the snap is up, the kick is up, and it is good through the uprights. 46-yard field goal for Will Saffris. Gets the Dragons on the board 7-3. This is high school football from CISN.
He banged it.
Holt stocks all the water heater options you would ever need. Multiple tank sizes, styles, and very popular tankless options. For all your water heater needs, let Holt handle that.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbor.
Ankeny scores 7 points off of a turnover. Johnston scores 3. That's our score, 7-3, 9:51 to play. Saffris, who just booted a 46-yard field goal, kicks this one, and it's taken by Hankus at the 6-yard line. He's at the 15, 20, 25 before he's brought down on coverage by Colin Hodap. Hawks will have the football. First down again.
Heard that name before. Hodap. Good open field tackle.
And again, Caden Hankus comes back out at the running back position.
They had some success running the ball there. See if they want to go back to that ground game, letting that offensive line go. They've got 115 yards on the ground so far this game.
Hankus the handoff, gets to the right side, gets his legs moving, and gets near the first down marker before Greider grabs him as well.
Moving the chains. You got exactly 10 yards on that play.
As Tanner Downs there on the play. Pickup of 10 up to the 35-yard line. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Hankus gets the seal block and darts it to the outside. He cuts it back up at the 40 to the 43 before he's spun down to the ground by Tay Proctor, the all-everything secondary man, senior, 3-year starter, 3 interceptions on the season, but more importantly, 36 tackles for the Dragons.
I'll say Ermauer hasn't had a catch tonight, but he does some great blocking on the inside, creating a little more extra running room for Hankus.
2 receivers to the left. They go Hankus underneath. Goes off right tackle, cuts it back in, and he was a quick step away from breaking it before Shaw brings him down. Hankus gets the first down, ball at midfield.
Seeing Akers in there on the blocking, but that's where the key is as it brings those safeties up. Does that open up a deep passing lane?
Again, 2 receivers to the left. They go Hankus right side, and he is hit pretty much at the line of scrimmage. Big dudes there, Helgeson and Lucas. Helgeson, a good wrestler, by the way. He really had some good moves right there. Good takedown for 2.
But they love to have 2 points there. So now you're finally getting them into a second and long. See what they come up with here if they want to stay on the ground here that they've been doing.
Larmy back into the ball game, gets the first handoff, covers it up, sprints his way out, shoestring tackle inside the 35-yard line. First there was Proctor, last there was Helgeson. Just give Larmy a little bit of a break, and boy, the quick twitch muscles go. Tanner Downs also there.
When you change running backs, it changes the pace, the speed there. Greider was in there as well. Had that skip, but he skipped, turned sideways, and fell ahead for another 4 yards.
Larmy stays in, gets the handoff. Darts it out to the outside, another shoestring tackle. Gets his shoulders down this side. Holds on to that ball. Again, this time it's Tanner Downs. 21 tackles on the season. Picked up 1 right there. Good gain on first down.
Big block there by Tristan Mullis on the linebacker. On Helgeson came in to fill the hole. Hit him, created a little bit of a seam there for that running lane.
Larmy waits for a moment. Pulled back from behind for a moment by Helgeson. Gets enough for the first down. Close to the 20-yard line. Some of the fans on the near side calling for horse collar, and I happen to have the binoculars right on him. He got the hand up there, but didn't pull.
Didn't hang on long enough. So now we see the switch of backs, but change of pace there. Cause that defense staying on the ground here. The passing game is a cold night, so fresh legs for Hankus coming in at running back.
1st and 10 from the 21, 7:17 to play. Hankus right at the line of scrimmage. He stood up right there at the line. Stanley Togba. At least I think it was Togba that was there first. That wasn't, so I'm going to say it was the other defensive lineman. Let's say Jeff Scott. He was in the neighborhood. Hankus, stutter step left, right, makes his way, breaks a tackle, 10, 5, Hawk, touchdown!
Broke a tackle there. That's what the running game does. It starts wearing down the defense there. They took that drive from the opening kickoff. They're down near, I think they're at the 25 or 27-yard line. Took up the length of the field, running the game, running all the way. Big key blocks there by everyone. But once again, running on the inside, taking it up, and then cutting it to the outside. So good run by Hankus. He had a little spot there by Larmy.
Burned some clock, but more importantly for Ankeny, he scored 6 points. On to attempt the extra point is Harrington. High snap, brought down by Voss, kicked up through the uprights, good. Ankeny 14, Johnston 3, back in a moment.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done.
9-play, 75-yard drive, all on the ground for Ankeny. Hankus, 48 of those yards. Larmy, 27. Even I know that's added up to 75. Don't ask me what 75 minus 48 is. I don't think I'd have it unless it was written in front of me. Ankeny 14, Johnston 3, 6:37 to play. Off of a turnover, Johnston converted to 3 points. Let's see what they do on this drive. It's a short kick, bounces at the 15. That's a live ball picked up by Proctor, and he sprints his way up to the 32-yard line before he's brought down by Ankeny's Josiah Ryu. Austin Oliver. Let's get you talking, get you moving. What do you know, Austin? I've lost Austin Oliver.
Sounds like he's in a snowstorm.
There he goes. He's got in the wind. All right. Got you now, Austin? All right. We'll check in with him in a minute.
Good starting field position for the Johnston offense there. Almost was a disaster on the kickoff return. Picked it up. Good heads-up play to return the ball to get it up to the 32-yard line.
1st and 10 from the 32. Play action right away. Nuss throws. Caught! Houston, enough for a first down up to the 45-yard line. Doherty there for the stop for the Hawks. Houston had the big reception on first. When they needed a first down back in the first half, they go to him out of the change of possession.
Yeah, they ran Simpson off down deep. Houston came around. He's their number 2 receiver. Created his cushion.
1st and 10 from the 49. 6:05 to play. 3rd quarter. Barku left side. Gets ahead of steam and gets towards midfield before Manning Allen is there. How about Manning Allen? His season, as it has progressed, when the opening happened with Carter going down with that injury, opened up an opportunity. And Manning, I think, maybe had a couple of games where it was a little bit of a learning curve, but man, coaches kept talking about him and his play.
Manning played in the center. They listed with 172 pounds. He plays a lot bigger than 172.
I've stood next to that kid and went, "You're a nose tackle?" Nuss, with all the time in the world, finally expires and throws it out of bounds. Houston was there, coming up to provide pressure with Samuel Z.
Good sideline catch by the coach there. You had it on the fingertips, and you would have had the first down.
Need to give a shout out to both parent committees for both Johnston and Ankeny over this season. Johnston's parents helped me out back in week 4 with pronunciations and letting folks know about this game. And for Ankeny, the Z's have been wonderful as well, keeping us updated. We appreciate all the parent committees this season on CISN. Nuss's pass is incomplete on 3rd down. He was trying to get it to Barku. It would have been enough for a first down. It'll now be 4th down from midfield, and the punt team comes on for Johnston.
I think that was Radis that was sliding in there underneath there for the catch. Actually, he's the number 2 leading receiver. He has 21 catches on the year for 288 and a couple touchdowns. But good job of the defense, putting some pressure on there, not letting Simpson get free. Fair catch.
Run is away, and it's fielded at the 25-yard line. Johnston, great punt, flips the field. Voss able to somehow get on the ball.
Look, it bounced in front of him short. He was able to dive forward there, but having a hard time getting the ball returned. A lot of guys are just letting the ball bounce.
Before Austin gets too far away, we'll go to him with this update. Let's just check on his mic is already going out. So I think the cold is starting to have a little bit of effect on some of our equipment here. So we might just keep him in here for just a moment. 1st and 10 from the 15. Hawks backed up again to start a drive. Let's see if they can engineer some offense here. On 1st down, it is Hankus. And he just keeps the legs moving and gets up to about the 20-yard line.
He's running behind.
Before Hodap makes the tackle.
Got behind Jack Dorfler there. Summerfield also blocking, picked up 5 big yards. They're getting away from that shadow there. Had a great drive there, keeping all on the ground. See if they want to replicate that here again on this drive.
2nd and 5 from the 20. Hankus had a good initial burst, and then that hole collapsed in a hurry. Man, how many times have we said Lucas's name tonight, Tim?
Yes, he's Lucas and Kerber playing great on that inside, and they're still running on the inside, so there's a lot of slobber knocking going on there between those offensive linemen and those forward.
That's 3 on the punch card, because did you hear Lather Up in the end of the pregame show? 3rd and 2 for Hankus. He has the first down and then some. He's tripped up. Ball comes out at the end of the play, and I believe it is Johnston football. Caden had it, and then it pops out, and Proctor picks it up. Another turnover in a playoff game. It'll be a short field for Johnston at the 29-yard line.
This is the fifth turnover of the game. This is there's been fumbles, interceptions, fighting for the extra yards. He had the first down, but as he went down, he lost the ball before his knee made contact, so it was a live ball fumble.
Easier in the cold to go after the ball than it is to keep a hold of the ball, right?
Very.
Simpson comes to the right side of the formation at the numbers. 1st and 10 from the 29. 3:53 to play, third quarter. Nuss to throw on first down. Throws it, and it's caught on the right shoulder by Mitch Naig. Naig, who was knocked out of the game in week 4, didn't play after the first half, comes up big right there with only his second catch from week 4. He now has 9 on the season.
Big rush there. Nuss just got it off down the middle, and a big catch by Naig coming across the middle to get the first down.
Gain of 12. Everybody focuses on Simpson, and that's who Nuss is looking for. He's thrown and knocked down right away after the catch. Jacob Moorfeld at the 11-yard line brings down Simpson.
So the roll out there, Simpson took a route to the inside, turned like a little curl pattern, then drifted outside with his quarterback, giving him a nice target, but picking up 6 there on that first down play.
Dragons now up to 44 yards passing with only 19 yards rushing. Nuss goes under center at 2nd and 4. They go Barku. He gets to the numbers and then no further. First man there for the Hawks was Samuel Sandvig, Manning Allen, Andrew Haase there. And now coming in for a third down play to play defense is Devin Akers.
Yeah, we saw they had Simpson lined up wide by himself on the left side, on the wide side of the field, so they want to make sure they don't have that little fade route, corner route there, but look for him to be in the end zone.
3rd and 2 from the 9. Play clock at 15, plenty of time for Nuss to check the play.
You just see a running play here. They get the defense spread wide.
2 receivers to the left. They go Barku. Barku cuts it back inside the 10 to the 5, reaches for the end zone, and he's just short down at the 1.
Enough to pick up the first down, but they spread him out wide to the left, and they ran him back to right side in the formation. Blocking was to their advantage, where he's able to pick up enough yardage to get the first down to the 1.
Big defense of Carter Deegan. Jack Durfler come in for the Hawks to add some pounds up front. 1st and goal from the 1. Nuss under center. Barku goes left side, cuts it back towards the end zone, and he is in for the score.
Made that turnover pay there. That's a big drive there, taking it on down, rushing all the 2 pass completions. The rest is rushing, taking it down there for the touchdown.
Another short field. It has turned into 9 points so far for Johnston. First a field goal, now a touchdown pending the extra point. And the Dragons, down 14-9, are looking to make this a 3-point game momentarily. Only the center is in the middle of the formation with the quarterback. In motion. They throw, caught by Houston, and he's going to reach for the end zone on the spin, and
they haven't marked it.
Not make it. He's going to be short.
He spun, but he got hit once, spun, but they stopped him just short of the goal line there, so the defense spread, had the play called.
Score remains 14-9, minute 41 to play here from Ankeny Stadium.
Trucks are arriving daily during Johnston Chevy's Truckload Kickoff event. Over 1,200 vehicles. WaukeeChevy.com. Inventory changes hourly. Don't see exactly what you want? Build, price, and order direct from the factory. To better serve you, we've doubled the size of our service department. We need more team members. Go to WaukeeChevy.com to see our job openings. The Truckload Kickoff event. Find new roads to Johnston Waukee Chevy. WaukeeChevy.com.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends.
Ankeny holds on the 2-point conversion, so it remains going to be a touchdown needed by Johnston. 14-9. Dragons, all 9 points coming off turnovers here. Saffers tees it up. Kick is going to drift into the end zone, and it's going to be a touchback. Austin Oliver is back with us now, and he's been trying to keep an eye on many, many things. Austin, what's caught your eye here so far?
Well, the wind has not stopped. Paul, I don't know what you said earlier in the game. You said it was going to tail off here, but if anything, it's gotten a little bit cooler down here. I think Johnston needed that touchdown in the worst way. After that kind of bending of the wheels drive that Ankeny had, they definitely need to come back and score that touchdown. So it's turned into a much more interesting game just now.
14-9. Thank you, Austin. 1:40 to play, third quarter. Larmy gets the call, gets to the linebacker core, and he stood up right away by Josh Kerber and also Jacob Helgeson. Gain of 1, maybe 2.
Helgeson does a good job there, stuff from the hole, not letting Larmy get much running room there, but Ankeny seems committed to that running game, let the clock run here. Try to get a first down on the ground.
3 receivers to the right. Larmy, the handoff. Up the middle and no further. Again, hit first by Lucas. Quick check of scores. Centennial all over Northwest, 28-0. Dowling leads Sioux City East, 45-0. Polk is blanking Linmar, 42-0. Kennedy leads Cedar Falls, 19-13. Valley at halftime still 3 better than Pleasant Valley. City High and Bettendorf tied at 14. Linmar gets a safety now to make it 42-2. Jeff Martens with the updates. Thank you very much. Here it is 14-9 as we had a timeout as I look down and not watch the game, but we'll keep it here for just a moment. Johnston still in only double-digit offense. 7 for 17 passing and 44 yards. 19 carries, 30 yards rushing. That's a total of 74. Barcoo, 16 carries, 36 yards. Now for Ankeny, it's Hankes' 28 touches, 160. Larmy back in now, 9 for 56. Tim, what do you think? Run, pass if you're Ankeny?
I think they want to try a pass play here. What they want to do is get a first down. Johnston called a timeout. Thinking if they can get the stop here on this 3rd and long, that they're going to have to punt into the wind. It would be to their advantage. And we're looking at playing a field position game because now we're only down by 4. So this is a big 3rd down play by the Johnston defense. See if they can stop them here, force the punt.
Caden Hankes, the backfield on 3rd and 7. He's open on the safety valve, caught at the 22, makes a move towards the sticks. It's going to be close, but I think he is going to be short by about 2 yards before he's sent out of bounds by Tanner Downs. In the neighborhood, as always, is Proctor to make sure that play didn't get away. Ankeny is going to have to punt the football away at 59 seconds to go, 3rd quarter.
Akers sends the punt. His punts tend to go to the right. He's had a couple of short ones here. He's not had any long launches there. So see if they can get a good return there. Their return's lined up at the 45-yard line.
Akers with a lot of time, gets it away, bounces and takes an Ankeny bounce across midfield down to about the 45-yard line where it'll be downed. So that'll be the worst field position Johnston's had in at least 2 possessions. They've had really good starting possession.
Now we saw Johnston open up the offense there with their passing game that created a little more tempo there. Had a couple of completions, not relying on the running game, which has been stopped pretty much the whole night. So see what the Ankeny defense does here. They want to get a 3 and out.
Who's feeling a little tighter or having a harder time breathing right now?
I think it's Ankeny. They seem to play a little bit of pressure. Even though they had the lead there, they let up a little bit, gave them that long drive. Turnover really took the wind out of their sails. They need a big play here. A stop here would do a lot for the Ankeny team.
Simpson in there in the running back position. They go Barcoo. Actually, no, that is Menson Martin who gets the carry. And Martin gets darn near 10 yards on first down.
Big 9 there. Thinking that Johnston wants to go to the air with the wind at their back. Clock will keep running here. See if they want to get time for one more play.
Martin entered the game with 76 carries for 181 and a touchdown, but he's really been sidelined with Barku as the running back. Martin on play action. Nuss, that collapses. He runs for the first down. He has it out of bounds, and it could be extra yards, but no. Moorfeld gave a shove right at the boundary. It'll be out of bounds, first down, 9 seconds to play, third quarter. And a downed Hawk back at the 45-yard line. It's one of the linemen.
Upabi.
It's Kingston Upabi.
Get out there. He was one of the ones that flushed Nuss out of the backfield. He couldn't get the pass off down the sideline, so he took off and ran. The second big run by Nuss tonight.
And all of a sudden, the Dragons, if they can find a little bit of rushing, this third, what's left of the third and the fourth quarter could be real interesting. With the injury to Upabi, we'll step away for a quick 30-second timeout. Ankeny leads 14-9.
Hi, Joe the Car Guy, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car is on injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible, so bring it here to Westside Auto. I have the team of experts that can fix every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a broken part, or if your car just got its bell rung. We'll do a complete physical to make sure your car is game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get you back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging out there. Move it, move it, move it.
After the injury timeout, it'll be first down and 10 for the Dragons. 9 seconds to play here left in the third quarter. 14-9. Dragons. A little bit of momentum on their side. Offense starting to kind of find its gear in drive. Nuss on play action. Pocket escapes. He's pressured. Throws the ball, and it's nearly intercepted. Ball does get back past the line of scrimmage. They're nearly picking it off as Nolan Dalton. It'll be incomplete, second down.
Hazy and Aguirre on the rush there, flushing him out of the pocket. Surprised he got the ball off just enough on it to get it past the line of scrimmage. There's no receiver in the area. Luckily, wasn't intercepted. So 2 seconds left in the quarter here, third quarter, with the wind at their back.
Martin gets the first, gets the carry and gets up towards the 38-yard line. We'll take a timeout because it's the end of the third quarter. Ankeny leads Johnston, but the Dragons have the ball and the momentum, 14-9.
It's our fall savings event now at DeYarmond Automotive Knoxville. Selling all new Chevy, GMC, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Rams. Incredible savings on the new Chevy Silverado and Sierra 1500. Save big on new Chevy Equinox. Get up to $10,000 off MSRP on new Ram 1500s. New Jeep Gladiators up to $10,000 off MSRP. And new Grand Cherokees with 10% off MSRP. It's the fall savings event at DeYarmond Automotive Knoxville.
Johnston with the football, trailing. Bettendorf has scored a touchdown to pull in front of City High, 22-14. Centennial still leads Waukee Northwest 28-0. That game in the third quarter. Also a game on CISN tonight. As we push in on the Johnston offense, they go to work 3rd and 6 from the 39. Simpson on the near side, runs the go route. They go across the middle, wide open, knocked away! What a play, Dylan Doherty!
That's the second time tonight that he's come across, flashed in front of the receiver, got a hand in there and swiped it away, knocked it down, so there's no tip ball there, but that was wide open there, down the middle. I don't know if that was Houston running down the center, but that was a big play in that 3rd and 7.
And if that's maybe that ball was a little wobbly coming out, if that thing maybe had a little more perfection to it, that's probably 6 points. The punt coming from Saffris. High kick. Voss calls for a touchback, and it's going to get, are they going to say that's downed at the 1 touchback? Holy cow, I almost thought that was an incredible special teams play.
The ball didn't enter, but the player was in the end zone, so when he touched it, he automatically downed the ball. But before that, Ankeny came with the blitz, had a 6-man. He rushed 6 players. They had only 5 blockers back there, causing Nuss to get a little bit center. Couldn't get his feet underneath him to throw that ball down the center of the field.
Austin I've lost you there. Yeah, you were right on the goal line. What did it look like from your vantage point?
I was. If there was replay, they may have been a different call there. So it was pretty dang close. But referee was standing right on the line. It kind of wobbled right there on the edge of the line. So either call was probably good too.
1st and 10, Ankeny from their own 20. Handoff. Caden Henkes around the left side. In there for the tackle for Johnston, Micah Cook.
5-yard gain, 2nd and 5.
Running off the side where there's Spence and Dorfler in there on the blocking there, picking up a big 5 yards. So run behind those big guys.
They go Henkes in the middle, near the 1st down. Grabbing at the feet is Jeff Scott for the tackle. It'll be at the 29, so a yard short, 3rd and 1.
Probably would have run to the side where Summerfield is. He's lined up on the right side there.
Henkes gets the call, and he is hit at the line of scrimmage. That play was blown up by the Dragons. No chance on that play.
It was like Hodap was in there as one of the many linebackers. I think the key on that, the side that they overload where the tight ends lined up, they're going to try to run their running game behind that. They've had success most of the night, but got stuffed there for a no gain. Now, we had the fake punt earlier.
Oh, you can't run it again, can you?
You can always run it again. I'd say it'd be smart, but you could always run that again.
Let's see what the Hawks draw up here. It's just a regular old punt. Akers' best of the night, and it's fumbled. And let's see who came out with it. It is a scrum at the 40-yard line.
Ankeny says they have it.
There are a whole lot of shirts pointing towards the Ankeny way, and the ball at the bottom of the pile belongs to?
You saw Murfield pointing.
And
Murfield
it's a Dragon football. Dragon football. I saw the point to the north.
The officials, we're still not sure. They haven't made a definitive call there.
And now the white hat says to the south in Ankeny football. The official on the ball, Tim, am I seeing things? He pointed to that it was Johnston's ball, but the white hat, the referee, says it's Ankeny football.
I think he meant that he was pointing to the team that received it. I don't know if he was pointing the direction. I think they got a little mixed up there, but it looked like, obviously, by the reaction that Ankeny had got the ball. So another one. Is this now number 6 of the game?
Yeah.
Turnover?
Couple of them on punts. 10:04 to play. Ankeny 14, Johnston 9, bunch formation for the Hawks. They're all in the nest together. It's going to be pass. Anderson throws down. He's got Akers. One-handed grab is incomplete. On coverage, the great J.J. Shaw for Johnston, but that was just that was trying to thread a needle through a string through a moving needle.
He was putting up there for Akers to get the rebound up there. Almost, if it was just a little bit higher, I think Shaw would have possibly came down with the interception. He has 3 on the season, so taking a risk there. But they had the one-on-one coverage that they're looking for. So look at them to go back to the running game again here to take up some more clock.
Tanner Downs quickly gets out to guard to guard Akers, and the handoff is Henkes, and he had a good 4 yards before he was stood up and driven backwards by Johnston's Hodap.
He drove a guy back a few yards there with the running play, so 9:40 left in the game. They've got this 4-point lead. They want to get some points out of this drive, so a big 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6 here for the offense.
And if you don't, then you got to think of, again, another 3 and out for the Ankeny offense, who's kind of sputtered just a little bit here in the second half since scoring that second touchdown.
You wonder if you're in this 4-down territory. You're a little too close to punt, but too far for a field goal.
In motion is Akers. They fake the jet sweep. Now rolling out is Anderson. He's got Hankus on the underneath. Caught. He's at the 30. 25. Stays in bounds. Cuts back at the 20. 15, they're going to say he stepped out back at the 23-yard line. A hit way after the play. Almost onto lane 1 of the track.
Official did not throw the flag because he had stepped out, but I thought he might have got him. But there, I didn't hear a whistle as much as I saw the signal there. But the big thing is they got a first down in that little fake jet sweep.
Gain of 12 on the throwback. They go Daniel Larmy. He waits for a moment, and then he has just stood up. 3 and 5, so that's Tay Proctor and Colin Hodap, both there for the Dragons. No gain on the play.
Big drive here. Good job with the defense. Stopping on that first down, that's a key first down. It changes your play calling.
It's almost like Ankeny's become a little bit predictable on that run. I think Johnson's really sold out on that first down trying to stop the run.
But that defensive line has been really salty to try to block up front.
Larmy gets the handoff. Goes off to the right tackle. Dives towards the 15-yard line. He had a guy on his ankles, and it was Tanner Downs.
Downs there took the brunt of that with Larmy there putting his head down, picking up quite a few yards on his own. So now you get that 3rd and 1. Now you can do a lot more. You can do a jet sweep. You can run off tackle. You can run a misdirection. This is where you might find Akers in the end zone.
So now if you're Ankeny, they're not much of a hurry to get to the line, but they do break the huddle. Larmy is this lone setback with Anderson. 3rd and 1 from the 15. Larmy gets to the right side, and he is going to fall towards the 15, but be well short of the first down. Selling out for that play is Jacob Yanni for the Dragons. So now the Hawks are going to, I think they're going to send on the field goal unit.
The defense has read something in there that they run the wide side of the field. They run to the short side of the field. They've got that the end has crashed down. They're not letting much running room for Larmy, so they snuffed that pretty good for a 2-yard loss.
Ryan Harrington on to attempt a 34-yard field goal from the near hash at the 7-minute mark. Before the snap, and it would have been wide left, but there is a penalty flag before the play.
Yeah, the whistle blew. I think there's a lineman that moved for the Ankeny. They'll move that ball back 5 yards.
All right, field goal kickers, if they miss it once, do they have it in them to make it again? Or if you're Ankeny, you're like, you know what, he missed it. Let's go for it.
It's like a warm-up. He had it down there. He knows what he did. Don't over-kick it. Don't overcompensate.
It'll now be a 39-yard field goal attempt from the right hash. Kick is up, and it is no good.
It's wide right.
Wide right now.
So he had it where he hooked a little bit left.
So the first one was good. Austin says the first kick was good. The second one wasn't. So it'll be Johnston football on the missed field goal with 6:41 to play.
He played for the draw, and it didn't draw back, and it didn't come in, but he had plenty of leg there. So, but one thing, they ran a lot of time off the clock. They got down to 6 minutes. So can the defense stand up here? They got a nice breather there. So this is a big series for the defense. Can they keep them back? They're out their own 20-yard line.
Dragons with the football. 2 timeouts and the ball. Nuss throws right sideline. Penalty flag comes out. This might be in the area. If that's a sideline warning, that's where that kind of seems like.
But he's looking down the field. I don't know if he saw a lineman or hold.
A legal man downfield.
Ah.
Yep.
happens on those screens, the timing route, the lineman goes 1, 2, 3, 4, go, and then if the ball is out, getting out late, they haven't gone upfield, they find themselves, or they're chasing their blocker, and the blocker goes back. So, seen it called in the NFL a lot. That's something as a point of emphasis. These linemen getting downfield. So, that sets them back another 5 yards. So now it's 1st and 15 from the 15.
14-9. Ankeny with the lead. The first game was 16-10 42 days ago. Either these are really good defenses or these offenses have struggled. Will Nuss gives it to Martin. No, that's Barku who's back into the game, and he's grabbed from behind by Leo Aguirre. After a gain up across the 20-yard line. Gain of about 3, or no, make that 8 because they were back 5 for the penalty.
They need big running from Barku if they're going to get back in the game and also get that passing game working.
Pass, Nuss, far side, incomplete. It was headed for Houston, who was making a dive back for it. Got to have a quarterback that can get it to your receivers with the opportunity to catch and move the ball upfield. Remind you of any football teams, Tim, that might play on Saturdays?
A little bit.
Whew, that has been tough to watch. Catch the ball with nowhere to go. They do everything just to catch the ball. No yards after catch. 3rd and 8 from the 22. Nuss throws a wobbler, caught by Simpson, then he dropped the ball.
Very uncharacteristic. He went up there, settled in there in the behind the first down marker, went up there, jumped up, and then caught it in the hands, but kind of a cool ball. Came out wobbly a little bit, so it wasn't like a tight spiral. But big play there, really more on just the drop than the defense, but they had him surrounded. Little rush there on Nuss again.
You talk about timing. That was kind of an odd with the throw. Maybe that wobble just messed up everything Simpson was doing to make that catch. Saffris gets a great high kick. Ankeny doesn't even put anybody back on defense. And it's going to be a diving stop by Daniel Greider. He thought that thing was going to bounce and go the other way, knowing every yard matters. Austin Oliver's down on the sideline. He's been keeping me honest on field goal attempts. I think you said the first one was good, second one wasn't.
Yeah, he just squeaked that first one in on the left upright, and the other one went wide right. But like Tim said, strong kick. So it could be come into a factor here in this last 5 minutes. Kind of a game-defining drive for Ankeny coming up here.
Look for Ankeny to put the ball on the ground here, running the game. The more they run and get first downs, or that clock's going to be in their favor.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left for the Hawks at their own 41-yard line. Hankus. Everybody knows the Hawks are going to try to run this football. Then coming up, popping at the end. Let's see who was in there first. Man, Tay Proctor. They are selling out from that secondary position up there on the line.
On that first down, they could fake the run and go there for a pass play because those linebackers, even their safeties, are coming in and selling out. Hodap was in there. They're playing really close to the line of scrimmage, so anything you could run by, there's an open area behind the linebackers in front of the safeties that they could find. They could make some hay here.
One of these two teams are playing their final game of the season. They just don't know who yet. Hankus gets the call. Gets up about to the 44-yard line. It'll be 3rd and long after the stop again by Lucas.
Lucas is playing a heck of a game, that senior. He's putting it all out there on the field, making a 3rd and long. Bringing in different receivers. Brantor's coming in, Randolph coming in. Appears to be a passing down.
Waukee leads Cedar Rapids Prairie 21-10 with 7 minutes to play here. We're approaching 4. Ankeny leads 14-9. Hankus at the point of contact is dropped right there. Gets maybe a hard yard. It'll be again 4th down and a timeout. Johnston, 4:05 to play here from Ankeny Stadium. Back in a moment.
Hey, you two. We all want to be winners, right? The winning drive comes from choosing Unleaded 88, a cleaner burning fuel made from corn. That way, we all win. Now give me some wings. That's the winning drive. Now let's go get some tailgating snacks.
It's our construction sale here at DeArmond Ford Indianola. We're expanding and setting sales records. Check out our Flex Buys, the new way to buy. Save big with a new F-150 XLTs and the new 2024 Edge. Also save on new Ford Explorers and Expeditions. And check out all DeArmond certified used vehicles.
Bundled up. Some are more layered than the others. Ankeny to punt it away, at least line up to it 4th and 5. Johnston shows a little bit of pressure on the line of scrimmage, then drops back into coverage. Nice high kick by Akers. Takes the return man back inside and out of the play. It'll be down inside the 15-yard line, so the Hawks are going to be content to play like the Hawkeyes, put the defense on, and punt the football away.
We have seen this story before, haven't we?
Stop me if you've heard this one.
Yeah.
Team walks into a football game and punts the ball.
Exactly, but see if they know, is the Ankeny Hawk defense similar to the big one in Iowa City that, can they get a stop here? Because that's what they relied. They played a really good game so far looking at the stats. They've kept to the capacity game and the running game, kept the game in front of them, but now can they come up with one more big stop?
Dragons down to 1 timeout. They go Nuss to throw on first down. Lots of time. Pocket collapses. Here comes Aguirre. Hit as he throws. Pass is thrown and incomplete. Trying to go to Barku. He was covered right there in the backfield by Akers. Barku had made a nice route down the far sideline, and the pass falls incomplete.
Yeah, caught there. Dalton catching up there, hit him in the back shoulder. So shadowing that, underneath and over the top. Haven't gone to Simpson very much. I know that he's double covered quite a bit, so the other receivers have to step up.
Nuss with time to throw. Gets rid of it, tipped, incomplete. Again intended for Barku. Coverage by Connor Kaiser at the sticks. It'll be 3rd down.
One thing that's we don't talk a lot about Kaiser is tackles for loss. He does cover sideline to sideline very well. Great job there getting the short receiver, hitting him right where the ball came there. A good rush there. Nuss is having to throw the ball while he's on the run. Now you bring her up 3rd and 10.
If you're Johnson, are you thinking cut this in half because you're going to have to go 4 downs?
I think it's a little too early for 4 downs.
3:39 to play. Nuss with it on 3rd and 10. Gets rid of it, throws it up. It's a wobbler. And making the interception is the Ankeny Hawks. Jacob Moorfeld, the senior, who's played wide receiver before, played it like a pass catcher there. Big turnover at 3:33 to go in the game.
Yeah, as you mentioned, that's a tough throw from the opposite hash. It's a long way. The ball's in the air a long time. Great coverage that Moorfield had him. He had him fronted there. Stayed underneath there, went up there and got the interception. So another turnover tonight coming here. So now Ankeny, the Falls there advantage. They have 1 timeout left for Johnston. They can now run the ball. They're going to go look at this run game.
I think if you're Ankeny, you're going to do something different on 1st down. Nope. You go handoff. Hankus. But he does something different. Hankus almost escapes, gets inside, down to the 35, 34-yard line. 8-yard pickup on 1st down.
Like you mentioned earlier, they're selling out there. They're coming in. That's Hodep in there. Almost got him in the backfield, but Hankus sidestep. Good movement.
Down Johnston player, and that is Bali. That is a kid that coaches loved. And he is down right there at the 34-yard line. You know that turf is cold. 3:15 to play. Let's take a look at other scores. We did get an update on Kennedy and Cedar Falls. That one's gotten a whole lot closer. Kennedy leads Cedar Falls 26-23. And it is Waukee leading Prairie 21-10. Southeast Polka's gone final on Linmar 49-9. Dowling 45. Sioux City East 0. So Dowling will host next week the winner of this contest at Williams Stadium. Valley is extending that lead at Pleasant Valley in eastern Iowa, 24-14 over in Bettendorf tonight. And the Bulldogs of Bettendorf, the other school in that town, lead City High 25-14, that game in the 3rd. Centennial running clock on Waukee Northwest. Who saw that one coming?
Didn't have that one. Cedar Falls really had beaten Kennedy 17-14.
PV has just scored. It's now 24-21. Don't go away on that one.
Valley was a hot team coming in. They had to win out to get into the playoffs, which they did, making a game of it.
Call them the Arizona Diamondbacks into the World Series, winning so much the game at their back. Anderson hands it off to Larmy. Larmy is hit right at the line of scrimmage, but Daniel Larmy is extremely close to that first down. Daniel Greider comes up to make the stop, and it is short of the first down. Or are they going to measure?
I think they're going to have to measure. We saw the
old
I formation fullback in there, got the block in. The fans are like, what are you talking about? I think that was Gavin Wise, the junior, coming in there. If I get my numbers correct. It looked like a straight I formation quarterback under center. He got a block in there. But I thought he had it by a good yard.
.209 to play. Clock moving. Ankeny with the ball and the lead. 14-9. I formation. Larmy gets the handoff and leaps towards the 30 with a little help from his lineman right there. That's Jack Dorfler. And Dorfler helps Larmy up. Also, Lucas Beroth is on that offensive line. We have a timeout on the field.
I mentioned earlier that the fullback is Ryan Pruin, the sophomore tight end, coming in at number 82, not 32, lining up as a fullback, getting an extra block in there. So you have two tight ends in there blocking.
You said 82?
82, yes.
So that would be the freshman Hunter Minner who came in on the updated roster I have.
Okay.
And I think he's a different number now. But yeah, they keep need to mention a couple of freshmen have come up for the Ankeny Hawks. Both of these teams, that's the beauty of the playoffs. You get some of those freshmen and sophomore up, getting a chance to look at practice, see what playoff preparation takes, see how cold it can be in late October, early November.
So I have three families confused to know if their son's out there playing, but number 82, I got the number right. 82 is playing fullback, but we're going to see that the old traditional I formation, quarterback under center, but that creates that extra blocking back. You really run a balanced set formation. They call it 21 personnel, two running backs, and a true tight end on the line.
Those costumes are doubling as blankets. I think the Ankeny student section came dressed as a home goods store. The blanket section. Fleece is on sale. 2nd and 7 from the 30. 1:58 to play, hard snap count. Dragons sell out for the run, and it pays off big time. Again, how many times can we say Lucas's name makes a stop there at the point of the line of scrimmage?
I'll say there's two seniors in that Johnston defense. Helgeson's a junior, but Nathan Lucas and Josh Kerber, those two playing, they flip-flop the tackle position, but they have played quite a game against really a very good offensive line here for Ankeny against Dorfler and Heck and Mullis and that. So those guys have been knocking heads all game long, and they played their hearts out tonight, so hats off to them, because that's a tough position to play, to get hit every play like that.
Jeff Bauer is going to run this play clock down just a couple more seconds. He will take the timeout at 1 minute, 11 seconds to play in this contest. 14-9, it'll be 3rd and 9 when we return to Ankeny Stadium.
Trucks are arriving daily during Johnston Chevy's Truckload Kickoff event. Over 1,200 vehicles. WaukeeChevy.com. Inventory changes hourly. Don't see exactly what you want? Build, price, and order direct from the factory. To better serve you, we've doubled the size of our service department. We need more team members. Go to WaukeeChevy.com to see our job openings. The Truckload Kickoff event. Find new roads to Johnston Waukee Chevy. WaukeeChevy.com.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Okay, so if you're Ankeny right now, Tim, you lead 14-9, 3rd and 9. You have the ball. Are you trying to cut this in half and you're going to go for it on 4th down?
I think you run it here because they can't stop the clock. You would be punting with about 45 seconds if you didn't get the first down. I called a deep lob to Akers during the timeout, but I doubt if they're going to call that. So a running play here would be the smart because they run the clock down. You'd have to punt it with about 45 seconds left to go. So
Akers split out wide to the right. It's going to be a throwing situation. They lob it towards Akers. Down the right sideline, ball's thrown, and it's caught. Oh, my goodness. That might be one of the best catches that dude has made all year for a touchdown with 65 seconds to play. Put that on the highlight reel.
Just so you know, I do not have a direct line to the sideline. I did call the lob to Akers down the sideline. They did it. They pulled it out, and they ended the game that way.
Like a good neighbor, Akers is there. He goes over. I don't know how you play that any better if you're J.J. Shaw than that.
Shaw had the position there, but he's giving up height. That's a 6'5" receiver. And then Akers, we've seen him do that before, go up and just take the ball.
Harrington's extra point is through. It's now 21-9. Back in a moment here on CISN.
Hey, you two, we all want to be winners, right? The winning drive comes from choosing unleaded 88, a cleaner burning fuel made from corn. That way, we all win. Now give me some wings. That's the winning drive. Now let's go get some tailgating snacks.
It's our construction sale here at DeYarman Ford Indianola. We're expanding and setting sales records. Check out our Flex Buys, the new way to buy. Save big with a new...
I'm not sure on 3rd and 9 we would see a play like that.
I was kidding about that. That would be the perfect play because the defense is selling out. You can get there. You're going to get a single coverage with Akers out there down the sideline. But it's a gutsy call. That put the game away there. But that's when you have the path of least resistance. Because obviously if you'd have ran it, it would have been no gain.
Ankeny 21-9. And it's going to be a short kick fielded at the 8-yard line by Shaw. And he is hit by, initially, Mackay Johnson was there. So Johnston will look up at the scoreboard, trailing 21-9. And will need just about a miracle +1, down 21-9. Brian Woodley is the coach for the Johnston Dragons, and he sends his team back out here at the 58-second mark. Will Nuss, great baseball player, the junior who has developed as the quarterback as this year has gone on, looks to throw it now, buys some time, and will step out of bounds at the 25-yard line right in front of Angela Wernow. 8 seconds go off the clock. Only the Hardy were here, Tim, tonight in the stands. As one parent has referred in our household of, the only reason you're here is if you've got one of these players living in your house. Yeah. Not even blood related are here tonight. Nuss throws it wide, and guess who makes the interception? It's the guy who just caught the touchdown pass.
Yep, he's out there shadowing
Devin Akers.
Jacob Simpson. That's what there was a key there before, but big play there. But you're trying to throw it over basically a 6'5" corner. Ankeny stepped it up here at the end. The last few plays, they made enough big plays at the end with a turnover-marred game to have the ball to run the clock out. 44 seconds to go.
(21-9), and Ankeny will now, unfortunately for Luke Anderson, this is going to add to his negative yards rushing. This will be his 3rd carry. He'll finish with -2, so he'll finish with -12, and that is going to have to be the only snap that the Hawks take. And that is what a... As Ankeny fans make their way over to the far side to provide a little bit of a tunnel for their players as the Johnston fans make their way to the sidelines. Johnston, great season, as we mentioned, had their backs against the wall a couple of times and just seemed to rally at each and every point. Ankeny will move on with a 21-9 victory.
A lot of great seniors out there. Hodep, playing out the IHSAA, Proctor out there, seniors. I know that I mentioned that defensive line, Lucas, Kerbert, Bali, they played lights out there. They put it all out there. They did a tremendous job tonight. Really gave Ankeny all they could handle, but too many turnovers and a couple big plays here and there in the playoffs. That's what makes the difference.
Johnston will finish the year at 5-5. The Ankeny Hawks improve to 7-3. Will live to play Dowling Catholic next week in a Pod 2 game at East High School. That's where Dowling plays their playoff games at Williams Stadium. We will pull out a couple of players for the Ankeny Hawks, talk to them here in postgame, and watch the fans pick up their trash as they exit the stadium. Ankeny advances with a 21-9 victory here tonight in the playoffs.
Ankeny Hawk Playoff Football is presented by the Danielle Seifert Real Estate Team and brought to you by Summit Family Dental, Impact Payments, Murphy Enterprises, Anne-Marie Gerke with Farm Bureau Financial, Fiscus Jewelers, Amy Wiedrin with Coldwell Banker, the Coleman Moore Company, and Jen Oliver with New American Funding.
Sportsmanship starts with us.
As a student athlete, I need to model good behavior and represent my school appropriately.
That means respecting my teammates, coaches, opponents, the officials, and fans.
If I do that, so will others, and being a good sport becomes a way of life.
To all of Iowa's.
There's a look at the Ankeny Hawks in the middle of the field, and there is Austin Oliver on the far side. Let's go, Austin. Here you go.
I'm here with Caden Hinkes. I just want to give you some of your stats, Caden. 37 rushes for 185 yards, 2 touchdowns. It's a little cold out here, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Tell me a little bit about your running tonight.
Yeah, so we just know what we had to do. We knew it was going to be a ground game all game, and we just had to just flex it out, I guess. We just had to be stronger than the other guys, and that's exactly what we did.
All right, here with Jacob Warfeld and Dylan Doherty. Dylan had an interception there at the end. That was pretty clutch. Talk to me through what you saw there.
We were deep zone playing prevent. We can't let them happen. All game, we were forcing them down, so I knew they were going to take a shot at some point. Sat on it, came right to me.
Yeah. And then Jacob Simpson held just very little impact tonight. You had a couple pass breakups there in the backfield. Talk a little bit about what your backfield kind of ideation was there.
All week in practice, we were stressing, just getting deep, and just playing the digs and watching 88, and that's what we did this week.
All right, thanks, guys. Congratulations.
Jacob Morfeld, Dylan Doherty, and Caden Hinkes. We have a quick on-field presentation here we'll try to listen in for, as the Johnston Dragons are presented their playoff trophy. And Ankeny is presented with another week of practice.
Ankeny Hawks, get ready. You go to Dowling Catholic High School next Friday night in their quarterfinal round.
So the Hawks will move on to a quarterfinal game, 7 o'clock, and that'll be a game I can all but assure you at this point. Keep an eye on CISN social feeds. I can't make any guarantees at this moment, but we will keep you updated. I'm just going to do a quick look here. Once we get through this cold snap here on Monday, it's going to get all the way to 51 degrees, Tim, by next week. 59 next Friday night for a forecast.
I didn't put the mower away yet. I got a lot of leaves to pick up here the next couple of weeks.
So Ankeny Hawks tonight, 7-3. Let's take a look at their passing. 8 of 11 for 92 yards. Their big receiver, Hinkes, 5 for 35, but it was really the daggers came from Akers, 3 catches for 57 yards. Rushing tonight, 54 attempts for 241, 14 for Daniel Larmy, worth 68 yards. Hinkes, 37 touches, 185, and that is how it finished. Johnston held below 100 yards of offense, 7 of 25 passing for 44 yards, 24 carries, 55 yards, total of 99. Barcoo, 17 attempts, 43 yards. 2 carries for Martin were 13 catches. It was Houston 2 for 21, Nag 1 for 12, and Simpson 3 for 9. You held, if you're Ankeny, you held Simpson below 10. You held a team below 100 unofficially. Pretty good defensive performance.
It was a great defensive performance. Defense wins championships with those guys stepped up and played. They had everybody in front of them, a couple plays here and there. So the defense really won the game for them, gave the offense the ball back. Did not let Johnston, outside of scoring on a short field, did not give him much of a field to play with.
Well, Johnston finishes the year 5-5, Ankeny 7-3. Live to play. Dowling Catholic, who rolled tonight against Sioux City East in that contest. Centennial has beaten Waukee Northwest, so both Ankeny and Centennial have advanced. Valley leads PV. We have Austin Oliver one more time down on the field. He's got head coach Jeff Bauer.
Coach Bauer, wasn't easy.
No, it wasn't.
I think, yeah, they were just going through some of the stats. I think you held Simpson under 10 yards for the game.
Really?
Offensively, unofficially, I think it was under 100 yards for a whole offense.
Wow.
But just first playoff win as a head coach. Just give me some of your thoughts here. I want to talk about that play call, but we'll talk about that first.
Well, I'm just so proud of all my players, my staff. I mean, the character of our kids showed. I mean, we put our defense in a couple tough situations with a couple turnovers. They rose up to the occasion. It was awesome. Obviously, my staff is incredible, how they prepared and, how we held them. They're a very good offensive team to under 100 yards. That's amazing. So, very proud.
Yeah, so that third and 10 play call here, we were talking over in the break as we were coming back from that timeout, and I think Tim in the booth called the call.
Yeah.
But just take me through what you guys thought and what you guys saw going into that.
Well, I mean, as we were trying to run the clock out, they kept bringing safeties up and go, okay, we've always said if Akers is one-on-one, that has to be. Yeah, you see why. I mean, you just get the ball up around him. It's tough for any normal DB to get up there with them.
Yeah. Thoughts on next week? What are you looking forward to?
Another week with these guys. We just didn't want it to end tonight. Great group of kids. We can't wait to get to work for another week here.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Austin Oliver, great job. Thank you very much. Now Coach Bauer has to make a decision on Tuesday. Central Michigan plays Tuesday against Northern Illinois. They play in that Tuesday game. How's he going to squeeze that in? He may actually miss the game. I won't put him on the spot like that. But as he said, he gets another opportunity, and then I get a chance. So, Tim, once we finish here and we make the way to where we park for the game, we're going to run into some Johnston players. There's going to be guys with some long faces who have it's finally starting to sink in. I just played my last game of organized football.
Yeah, they played hard to make the playoffs. They got another week here, and it's such a quick final when you're a senior like that. You can't. And for a lot of these guys, the last time they put pads on, guys they've played with, for their majority of their lifetime. It's a tough one. Some guys are standing in the field right now, just looking at the scoreboard, going, look at that big 100-yard field. That is something that they've enjoyed a lot, and it's always hard for seniors when that last game is over.
Reality hits. They'll wake up tomorrow. The sun will come up, guys. But you don't. What's the saying? Don't cry because it happened. Smile. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened.
Yep, exactly. It's a great experience. I think you all feel that at some point. But hats off to these guys. They played a hard game, and I feel for these guys. So that's what the playoffs are. Only one team leaves really happy.
Yep.
At the end of the season.
All right, my thanks to Luke and Reese for enduring the elements tonight on camera. Austin down on the field. Jeff keeping us up all season long with stats and scores. Jose is our director. We got him back. We talked him back into coming to Ankeny tonight, so we appreciate all those replays. Tim, another fun. Don't know if we'll work a game again this year, but another season in the books, huh?
Yeah, it's a blood. I always look forward to it. Got 6 years, and this is awesome.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Thank you, everybody, for letting us be part of your Friday nights. Ankeny wins. They'll play next week. Thank you for watching this high school football production from the Central Iowa Sports Network. So long from Ankeny, Iowa.